The following is a live sports presentation of Glicod Communications. The following is a live sports presentation of Glicod Communications. GLICOD.com.
Glicod's coverage of Kentuckiana Football Friday starts now. Presented by Interstate Batteries.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Silver Creek High School, the home of the Dragons. As the Silver Creek Dragons finally getting ready to get underway tonight against the Providence Pioneers. Mike Beck, Paul Love with you this evening, and we're happy to be here on a damp evening, but an evening that promises some football nonetheless.
Well, like I say, Mike, last week was just a gorgeous night, perfect night for football. Tonight we get delayed by an hour and a half with rain, but both teams on the field now, so looks like in 25 minutes or so we'll be on the go.
Well, let's talk about these two teams real quick. Providence comes in 0-2 on the season, but that's not always a good representation of how good that team is. They started off 0-3 last year, went on to win their sectional. What about these Pioneers?
Well, they're hungry. I'm not going to say this is a must-win game for them, but it's really an important game. You'll hear from Coach Dennison, though, later that these early games are, you want to win them and all that, but they just want to get better.
That's right. And Silver Creek comes in after opening up against Charlestown and taking it on the chin. They went on the road and really delivered one to Salem last week, a big win there. So jury's out on this Silver Creek team, right?
I think so, up and down. I mean, Charlestown, who we had last week, and watched them get wiped out pretty much by Brownstown, and then they come back next week and beat Salem 41-14. So, a lot of good things happened, and I'm sure they have high expectations tonight.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we'll hear from the coach of the Pioneers, Larry Dennison, and we'll have your interview with Coach Dennison. That and more football coming your way right after this on Glicod.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The W.M. Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly. Designing, building, innovating. This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by the W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany. With over 40 years experience in metal manufacturing, WMKelly.com.
Your friendly neighborhood
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
This is Paul Love with Glicod.com here at Silver Creek High School, where the Dragons of Silver Creek are going to take on the rival Providence Pioneers. And fortunate enough here to be with head coach of Silver Creek, John Dablow. Coach, a little bit of an up and down season already, though it is early. Got off to a pretty rough start, but then tell us a little bit about your game last week with Salem.
Well, just real proud of the kids, the way they responded after a tough week one. A lot of mistakes, and we always tell them, the team that makes the most improvement from week 1 to week 2 is usually going to be the winner. And real proud of the way they responded, and hopefully we can keep that rolling a little bit the rest of the year.
Yeah, I looked a little bit at your stats from last week. Now, maybe that's not a good gauge because you did, it seems like, won pretty handily, but it seems like you got a pretty good combination of running and passing going. Got a pretty good quarterback back there and some good receivers as well.
Yeah, a quarterback, Josh Landers, a senior, 3-year starter. He can throw it around a little bit, and when we catch it, we don't mind throwing it, but we like to catch it. And when we do that, we think we can be a little bit more balanced and maybe keep the defense off track a little bit more.
Gotcha. Providence coming in here. I've had one of their games already this year. Did not fare well against New Albany. Seemed to have played better last week against Floyd Central, though they did end up losing second half, and basically Floyd shut them down. What is it that you know about Providence other than Caden Williams?
Well, he's really good, and I think Providence has a lot of really good players. They're very senior laden. They got a lot of experience coming back, and it's always tough when you start out with 2 5A teams, and we know they're going to give us everything we want, and they're a really good football team. And we better bring our A game to play tonight.
Yeah, I think they're hungry, wouldn't you say? I mean, having lost 2 and they won their sectional last year, so and again, I think they got off to a slow start, if you will, last year as well. So they got to be hungry. It's kind of one of those must-win games for them. So a factor tonight, John, might be the weather. I mean, we're standing here pre-game now, about 45 minutes maybe before the game, and still thunder and lightning out there. I know you don't have any control over that whatsoever, but hopefully we'll get the game in tonight.
Well, that would be awful nice. Yeah, we're going to kind of wait and see. We're in a little bit of a holding pattern here, and obviously we're at the hands of the officials and our trainer, and as soon as they give us the green light, we hope to play football tonight.
Everybody healthy for the Dragons?
They are, yeah. We're healthy and about as healthy as we've been all year, and looking forward to a great game. Wish it was, had to keep the crowd away a little bit, I imagine, but it's still going to be a fun ball game.
Absolutely. Coach, I really appreciate your time. Good luck tonight and the rest of the season.
Hey, thank you, sir. Thanks, John. Thank you.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm an extremely average golfer.
I take my first full swing of the day and hit a perfect duck hook over the frontage road and right through your windshield. You yank the wheel and end up OB in a water hazard. And if you have cut rate insurance, you could be out a whole lot of green. So get Allstate.
And Floyd Knobs, call Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Hi folks, Jeff Kennedy with HKC Roofing. HKC has a full-time quality control supervisor on all our jobs. That's why we provide the best warranties in the roofing industry. We're so sure you'll love your new HKC roof. If you aren't satisfied, we'll pay a competitor to replace it. Call us now for your free digital roof analysis at 502-212-1081 or go online at roofyourhouse.com.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Westminster Village, Kentuckiana, a senior living community located in the heart of Clarksville, has been serving residents and the community for over 3 decades. Even if your needs change, your home doesn't have to. Independent apartments, assisted living, rehab programs, and skilled nursing. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour and to find out more. Find Westminster Village, Kentuckiana on Facebook and online.
You're busy, always on the go, and when you need your car repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop and Auto Service, you can now make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and are family owned and operated. They've been serving your family since 1954. At 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. Call Call's Collision Repair at 949-5245. For mechanical repair, it's 948-2778. That's Call's Body Shop and Auto Service. Can we fix it? Yes, we can.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
You need to be there. You need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here at Silver Creek High School for the game between the Dragons of Silver Creek and the Providence Pioneers. And game day weather tonight brought to you by Clark County CASA. Become a volunteer and enrich the life of a child. Call 812-285-0743 or visit CASAVoiceClark.org. Game time temperature, it's 82 degrees. Not raining at the moment, but it's been soggy. We'll say that.
Soggy all night long. As a matter of fact, right now, I just made the comment to you, it feels good up here.
Feels very pleasant.
I'm sure it feels good down on the field. It's going to be, footing might be a little bit of an issue with all the rain that we have had, but it's turning out to be a good night for football.
And we appreciate all our sponsors, including CASA, bringing you the game day weather tonight. Cloudy skies, but dry at the moment, although the field, they'd call it a sloppy track if this was horse racing, I think. But anyway, that is your game time weather. Time to turn our attention to the keys to the game tonight as we take a look at that. Keys to the game brought to you by Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page and Floyd's Knobs. For a free quote on your car insurance, stop by his office in Highlander Point or call 812-202-7271. That's Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page. What are some of the keys to the game tonight, Paul? We've got a couple of teams. Let's break them down.
Yeah, I think let's start with Providence. I talked to Coach Dennison before the game. Somebody besides Caden Williams needs to step up on offense, and that's someone we think might be Kevin Smith. About a 205-pound running back that is very capable. He just needs to have a good game. And also, Providence needs to get after Josh Landers, the quarterback for Silver Creek, who's got a very good run and pass game. Silver Creek, on the other hand, again, we'll just reverse that. They need to stop Caden Williams. And, Providence does not throw the ball very often and very effectively, so they just got to make sure that they guard against the long gainers on offense. No long runs, and they'll be in good shape.
All right, the keys to the game again brought to you tonight by Allstate agent Packy Page. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll be getting closer to kickoff time, starting lineups, all that stuff. Stand by, football not far away. We'll be back right after this on Glicod.com.
Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out patsteakhouselouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Paul Love, Mike Beck here, Providence and Silver Creek here at Silver Creek High School tonight. And time for our starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Vonyers Auto Air. At Vonyers Service is our product. Vonyers Auto Air and Jeff, 812-283-6215. Let's look at some of those key starters for both squads. What do you have, Paul?
Well, for Providence, of course, enough has been said about Caden Williams. He's really good, and he's been there for 3 years. So, again, they're counting on Kevin Smith to do a lot more maybe as the season progresses. He has, at this point, carried the ball like 23 times, 79 yards overall. Really hasn't had that breakout game yet. So they're waiting for him. Also, Joe Dennis, their quarterback, he needs to have a good game. We know he's not going to throw the ball a lot, but he needs to control the offense and, be smart about getting the ball to Williams or to Smith or whomever. So defensively, taking a look at Providence's team, look for the names James Hoke, Caleb McCubbins, and Peyton DeLucio. Those guys seem to be the leaders when it comes to tackling. And throw in there, of course, Caden Williams, who also plays as a defensive back, thus the depth of the Providence Pioneers. Switching to Silver Creek, their offense revolves around their senior and 3-year starter, Josh Landers. Last week he was 9 for 12 passing with 3 TDs and 188 yards. He's 14 for 27 passing overall, 251 yards, plus he's had 21 carries for 76 yards as well. Behind him are actually another Landers. In this case, we're talking about, help me out there, Mike, Ben Landers. Haven't seen him play yet, but he's going to be carrying the ball, we know, quite a bit. Had 4 runs for 88 yards last week, along with Easton Messer, a freshman. Landers, by the way, was a senior. Ben Landers is
just a sophomore.
He's just a sophomore, I was thinking, and then they got Easton Messer as a freshman. Sorry for fumbling around there a little bit. Defensively, again, look for the names Peyton Myers, Dylan Witt, and Braden Thomas. They're the leading tacklers on that other side of the ball. And Silver Creek's got a pretty good kicker, too, and Jonathan McIntyre, he's 7 for 7 on extra points.
All right, that's your tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Vonyers Auto Air, and they're going through the pregame formalities. Silver Creek will apparently be receiving the kickoff to start the game. At least that was the indication on the field. About a minute or so to go before we get this thing underway. Are they going to do the national anthem? It doesn't appear so.
Wow, waiting for that.
Expecting they will. Let's go ahead and take our final break. We'll be right back with football right after this. You're watching Glicod.com. Stay with us.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
Hi folks, Jeff Kennedy with HKC Roofing. HKC has a full-time quality control supervisor on all our jobs. That's why we provide the best warranties in the roofing industry. We're so sure you'll love your new HKC roof. If you aren't satisfied, we'll pay a competitor to replace it. Call us now for your free digital roof analysis at 502-212-1081 or go online at roofyourhouse.com.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe. This is
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glicod Communications, it's Kentuckiana Football Friday. Presented by Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable since 1952. And available throughout southern Indiana. For the dealer nearest you, visit interstatebatteries.com. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Centra Credit Union. For banking and financial services that are centered around you. Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, who reminds you not to text and drive. Kentuckiana Oral Surgery, with 4 locations to serve you, including behind Menards at Town Center Boulevard in Jeff. The W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany, designing, building, innovating, and now hiring. The Locker Room. Voyner's Autowear in Jeffersonville, family owned since 1981. And by Allstate agent Packy Page of Floyd's Knobs. He'll put you in good hands. Now to the field for all the action from Glicod Communications on Kentuckiana Football Friday. Presented by Interstate Batteries.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Silver Creek High School. As Providence prepares to kick off, and we're going to get this football game underway. First quarter about to get started late tonight, but better late than never. And there's the kick taken by an up back immediately down, and that's where they'll start.
Jonathan McIntyre, the kicker, on a squib kick. Maybe he's counting on the ball getting wet and being mishandled. I don't know. On a night like this, who knows what to expect.
I believe that was Trey Schoen, that's 21, I believe. Freshman, one of the up backs, received the kick. It'll be 1st and 10. I believe the ball is on the 32-yard line. We'll have to see.
Yeah, they're not putting it on the scoreboard, which I wish they would.
That would be helpful. Man in motion. Landers back in the shotgun. And another man in motion. Landers going to go to the air. First pass is complete. And a big first down play. Pitch and catch there. Garen Bauer on the reception, tight end, little release down the middle, and quick 11-yard play. That's a first down. Ball out to the 44-yard line. First and 10, Silver Creek. Early in the ball game. Game starting late tonight because of storms. Handoff this time, man around the right side's Easton Messer. And he'll pick up a couple of yards, maybe. Nice gang tackling by Providence on that play. A gain of about 3. It'll be second down and 7. They say Peyton DeLucio was in on that tackle, so we'll give him some credit. Defense doesn't get a lot of love, Paul.
No, they don't, and I wish they could. If we had spotters for that, it'd be nice to recognize. Very important part of the game.
Handoff, sweep to the left side. That's Messer again. Nothing doing this time. They sniffed that out. First man to him, Kevin Smith, who goes both ways.
Loss of 1 on the play. We'll bring up
Kevin Smith, the fullback, also plays middle linebacker. He gets a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, there's several out there if you really spot the numbers. Not only Caden Williams, who intercepted a pass against Floyd Central and ran it back for a touchdown last week. But, yeah, a lot of people going both ways.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 9, man in motion's Messer. Passes in the air, but this time not the success on his first attempt. He picked up about 5 yards, and another tackle by Kevin Smith stops the play with a 4th down right at midfield. That'll be 4th and 4, and it looks like the punting team coming out for Silver Creek. And I believe Ben Landers will be back there to put his foot into it.
Interesting, 2 passes on that first series, and, they got a good passing game, got a good passer in Josh Landers.
Providence defense rose to the occasion that last 4-down set. Low snap. Landers going to struggle to get away off the right side of his foot and going to head out of bounds. Not a great kick at all. Maybe a net 9 yards on that from the spot of the snap. And it'll go out of bounds. With great field position for Providence, they take over on their own 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Fresh ball. We'll see that a lot tonight as we had quite the soaking here earlier.
Yeah, and plus, I don't know if the rain's had anything to do with it, but the striping of the field is not real clear. As a matter of fact, even our viewers on the screen can see even the yard markers, the 40s and 50s, are not showing up very well.
Snap, handoff Caden Williams, right side. They try to stretch it out, get some positive yards before he's finally brought down. Nice stop that time by Bryson Gatlin for the Dragons. Cornerback comes up and makes the stop.
About 6 yards.
Nice gain, 2nd down and 4. Pioneers getting Caden Williams' touches early.
Well, yeah, you know you're going to hear his name called, but I'm waiting to see that Kevin Smith name or one of the other backs in there. Maybe as a decoy to Caden Williams.
Smith lines up at the tailback. Dennis under center. Williams starts to move, and that gets the defense a little jumpy.
Tight formation for Providence. That's not a passing offense we're looking at there. Double wing, all tight. Silver Creek 5-yard offsides penalty.
And that'll be 1st down Providence as the penalty gives them a 1st down. And the ball spotted over the midfield at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 Pioneers. They rush up to the line. Chains aren't down yet. Here we go. Same set, Williams in motion. He gets the pitch, turns it back up, cuts to the right, has some room, and hits his foot race.
He is gone.
Caden Williams with a touchdown.
Oh, what a nice cutback.
Providence strikes early. Nice run by Caden Williams. He made that look easy.
Is that a 47-yard TD?
47-yard touchdown run by Caden Williams. Providence strikes first.
Oh, I'm seeing. What a nice cut. I mean, he was going left and just put on the brakes on a wet field and turned back the other way, and boy, I tell you what, he outran the field.
9:13 to go in the first quarter. Providence gets first blood. Extra point attempt coming up next. Snap and the hold are good. The kick up. And it appears good as well. It is. Providence quickly out 7-0 here at Silver Creek.
Providence 7, Silver Creek 0.
Nice run by Caden Williams.
Oh, it's a great run. Great run. What a cut. What a nice cut on a wet field. That doesn't surprise you a whole lot. I mean, that's what he does. But I still suspect the Silver Creek's got to key on him more, make somebody else do that kind of damage. 9-13 in the first quarter. Providence already on the board.
Well, it's one of those things that is difficult from a defensive standpoint, because when you have a great runner and you see him going one direction, your natural instinct is to go chase and to go flow to that side of the field. But that great runner makes one cut. And all of a sudden, you're standing there holding your cleats.
What a great read it was. I mean, he was blocked. He was not going to go left, so he said, I'll go right. And outruns everybody for 47 yards.
Caden Williams, great instincts from the senior Providence starter, 3-year starter here, and becoming one of Providence's all-time outstanding running backs in the history of the program.
Really.
Putting
really
up some good yards.
Yeah, and he goes both ways. Like I said, he intercepted the pass last week and ran for like 60 yards. Pick 6, and the only touchdown they got last week, as a matter of fact, against Floyd Central.
After his extra point attempt is good, Brandon Schaefer lines up for the kickoff. Providence, their second kickoff of the night, but the first one with points. Deep drives the return man all the way back inside the 10-yard line, gets to the edge, cuts upfield, and oh, what a tackle.
Number 8.
That was Andrew Henderson of the Pioneers, and he comes in and completely levels the running back. That's Elijah Bays on the return. Bays went midair.
Wipe out.
And a complete pirouette.
The ball got on the 29-yard line, you think?
It is. 1st and 10, ball at the 29-yard line. Providence bringing the heat tonight. They're going to you're going to remember that hit for a long time, Mr. Bays. 1st and 10. Silver Creek second time on offense tonight. Landers sets his men back in the shotgun. Waits for the snap. Puts a man in motion. It is Bays. Fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it downfield to his tight end. Tight end once again. Pitch and catch, Garen Bauer. That's his 3rd catch of the night. This one for a first down. Caleb McCubbins on the stop for the Pioneers. 1st and 10, ball out across the 40-yard line to the 42. This is going to be a fun one, Paul. I feel good about this. Messer with a handoff, right side. He's stopped. He runs into trouble, dives forward. How he got positive yards.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got a yard.
Maybe. But that looked like he was going to be dropped for about a 3 or 4 yard loss. And they gave him 2 yards on the game.
2, okay.
2nd down and 8.
Messer, the only one's carried the ball so far for the Dragons, but watch out for that Byer guy. He's a load coming out of that, coming off that offensive line. Already with 3 catches, 11, 5, and 13.
Big boy, tight end. Bays fakes the handoff. Landers calls his own number, and he's going to be thrown for a loss.
And the flags come in.
A couple of guys come in there late.
By number 4, Bishop Edwards.
Bishop Edwards on the stop. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty against the Pioneers. At least that's the early indication.
3 on the play, 3rd down.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down, but we have a personal foul. 15-yard penalty, and that doesn't matter. It's now a 1st down.
Big penalty against Providence.
That moves the ball all the way across midfield. Silver Creek 1st and 10 at the Pioneers' 44-yard line. And I'm not sure, was Edwards, did he come in late on that hit?
It had to be a late, piling on or whatever, late hit after the play was stopped.
One of the emphases of this year from the IHSAA is player safety, and late hits will simply not be tolerated. Bays in motion, takes the handoff, he's going to string it to the right side, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. Caden Williams.
Elijah Bays caught in the backfield by number 54,
Alec Fougeroux on the stop. Williams had him in his arm, but he spun out. Fougeroux finished him off. A loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
That run game around in so far not faring so well for the Creekers, but the passing game is something that's working. Here we go again, same deal.
Messer this time. Nothing doing that time. Pioneers sniffed it out. James Hoke, one of their big defensive linebackers, sniffed that out. And another loss of a couple yards. It's going to be 3rd and 15. Big 3rd down play. Do you think the tight end may get involved here, Paul?
Bauer. No, we'll see. They've got other guys that catch the football.
Bayes in motion. Landers waits for the snap. It's back and forth, and they're going to call a motion penalty.
Timeout.
Oh, timeout.
Yeah, play clock might have been running down.
Well, Coach Dablow wants to talk to his guys for a moment. We'll take a quick break as well. We'll be right back right after this on Glicod.com. Stay with us. More right after this.
My dealer smells like roses and cinnamon gum.
When I was born, my dealer brought a teddy bear to the hospital.
My dealer pays for my college tuition.
She makes the best chocolate chip cookies. Plus, she comes to all of my basketball games.
Now he calls me princess, which I don't really like, but he's cool.
Sometimes she even does my laundry.
Don't turn someone who loves you into your dealer. If your name isn't on the label, the pills aren't yours.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Paul Love, Mike Beck here. Providence, Silver Creek. Providence on top early, 7-0. Silver Creek, big third down play here, 3rd and 15 at the 49-yard line.
Look for a screen or draw. That's usually what you think of. And third and long.
Trips to the near side. Landers flushed out to his right. He's got a little room to run. He's not going to get a first down, but he'll pick up some positive yards. And I think we're in 4-down territory this time for Silver Creek.
Landers on a quarterback sneak.
4th and 7. What do you think? Would you go for it?
8 on the play.
Dablow going to play the field position game. He sends his punter out. Ben Landers going to line up for the kick. I'm a little surprised by that, Paul.
Yeah, 4th and 6, though. They've stopped the running game. You're going to have to pass it. I mean, the Byers is an obvious option.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's coaching. He knows what he's doing. Maybe he can pin him back a little bit.
Landers, younger brother to the quarterback. This time he does get the kick away. High tumbling kick. It's going to hit and take a nice Silver Creek bounce before it comes to a stop. And we'll have to wait for the spot.
Looks like down around the, 15-yard line?
Yeah, I think it's around the 12. It is really hard to see, folks. Our angle is, some schools, the press boxes are up higher, and that angle helps us see over the players and see the field numbers.
Yeah, put it on the 12, according to the clock.
1st and 10, ball is spotted at the 12-yard line. And thanks tonight, we've got our first intern working with Glicod tonight, Will Harper. Student at Providence High School, freshman, and he's joined the team. We're glad to have him on board. If you'd like to be an intern and like to learn the ropes, get in touch with us at Glicod. We'd love to put you to work. Handoff, Caden Williams, right side. Nothing there. Oh, wow. A lot of gray shirts.
Yeah, I was going to say 5-man tackle.
First one to him appeared to be Dylan Witt, but he had a lot of help.
Going to give him a loss of 1 yard on the play.
And that's just because Caden Williams is Caden Williams, that wasn't a loss of about 20.
Yeah, it wasn't a deep drop, too. I mean, there's good pursuit. Again, they're keying on Williams. You know that. 5 guys just tackled him.
2nd and 11. A little about 5.5 to go. First quarter, good ball game, 7-0. Providence on top early. Fake the pitch, handoff up the middle. Kevin Smith. And you've got 11 Pioneers, 11 Dragons. Led that time by Taylor Betts.
That was Hayden Burke. Hayden Burke on the carry.
Burke on the carry. I thought it was Smith. I'm sorry.
About 3-yard gain. Going to bring up a, 3rd and long 8.
3rd and 8. Ball out at the 14-yard line. This would be a great time to get a stop if you're a Dragon fan. 3rd and long. Dennis drops back, looks to his left, has a receiver, and it's Caden Williams is the target, but the throw was low and behind him. And Williams wasn't even looking yet. So incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th and 8. And that punt by John Dablow turned out to be good strategy.
Absolutely.
They may get decent field position if they can get a little return going here.
See, Providence number 80, Brandon Schaefer back to punt.
Dylan Witt to return for the Dragons. He's standing on his 45-yard line. Schaefer, the all-purpose kicker, place kicker, kickoff specialist, and punter. Got leg, will travel. And he's a good one, too. Nice kick.
Yeah.
Good hang time. And the fair catch called for and taken at the 43-yard line. Dylan Witt, no return.
Schaefer with an excellent punt.
So in the battle for field position, Providence won a little bit there. Silver Creek gets the ball back. They'll start at their own 43, 1st and 10.
Silver Creek will take over on the road.
It turned out to be a very pleasant night, very soggy early, but we waited out the rain, and it's been worth the wait. Good football here so far in the first quarter.
So far, offensively, both teams relying on their main men. Williams with gains of 6 and 47 for a touchdown, lost one. Only 3 running plays, actually, for Providence, and 1 pass that was incomplete. Messer has been the guy for the Dragons, but he's not been able to break loose, has 2 gains of 2 yards and 2 gains of losing a yard.
Motion man is Bays, fakes the handoff. Landers looks downfield, throws it a little high, and this time Garen Bauer cannot bring it in. He was
high, a little hard.
Yeah.
He put some zip on that pass.
That was one of those Brett Favre type throws.
Yeah.
You catch it or you break a finger.
He can, and he really does have a strong arm.
Incomplete pass stops the clock. 4:34 to go. First quarter, 2nd and 10. Silver Creek back up to the line. 2 split out to the near side. Landers in the shotgun and a handoff.
45-yard line. Who was the ball carrier?
Tackle by Kevin Smith. That was Ben Landers on the carry. His first carry of the night. He gets a couple of yards.
Gain of 2 on the play, 3rd down.
3rd and 8. Ball right at the 45-yard line. Ben Landers comes off the field. Brother Josh at quarterback in the shotgun. Resets his players. That's Heath Knight. He moves over. Quick pass out to the flanker. And he'll get driven out of bounds. It'll be 4th down near midfield.
At number 1. That's Jacob Graff.
Jacob Graff on the reception. Jeremy Gettelfinger on the stop for the Pioneers. This Pioneer defense, we saw them week 1 against New Albany. This must tell us something about the Bulldogs, because the Bulldogs were having a field day on offense against this defense. Pioneers look a little tougher tonight.
They do indeed. Really have stymied the running game for Silver Creek. I've got 4 runs for losses. That's pretty good rating.
4th and 4 in a punting situation and another timeout taken. I'm trying to see what the what's going on here.
Well,
I think there was some lightning spotted off to the distance, and they're going to make the players leave the field.
Oh no! Oh no! We're confined here. We can't see the sky too much as far as the whole horizon is concerned. But yeah, there is a concern about they're going to make them go in. That's an automatic 30-minute delay.
And that is going to complicate things for us. How long can you tap dance, Paul?
I can't sing either.
Oh,
Trust
heavens.
me. My wife sings, but not me. Oh,
now, they won't necessarily clear the stands, but
we saw lightning.
Players are required to go in and for their safety, and it's an IHSAA rule.
There's no question. It's a safety rule.
We respect that. I believe the lightning was at a pretty good distance away, but
yeah, who can say it's far enough away that it's not going to affect us?
Simply unknown. So referees err on the side of caution.
And the bad thing about that whole thing is this could go on all night long.
One lightning flash.
Yeah, you got to stop for 30 minutes and then come back and see another one. You got to start, and pretty soon you start thinking, maybe we ought not play this game tonight.
Well, I suspect that we may get one mulligan here, but if we see another lightning flash,
it is a perfect time to head over to the KFC.
Then this game will be continued tomorrow night at 7 o'clock was the word. They went back and forth. Could they get this thing started tonight? Finally decided they could give it a go. One thing we can do is maybe update you on some other scores. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll check the locker room scoreboard. Right here at this one, Providence out to a 7-0 lead over Silver Creek in the first quarter. Last time we heard, and that's the best we can do, New Albany really taking it to Jennings County tonight on the road, 34-10. That was in the second quarter. That game started, I believe, on time, so they may be well into the second half at this point. Floyd Central opened up on time at Madison tonight, and they powered ahead in the first quarter to a 21-0 lead. And then no score, Charlestown at Clarksville tonight. We don't know what's going on there. And
that game was delayed as well, so
yeah, that one was a delayed
start is what we heard.
Columbus East was beating Seymour, and that's the only other scores that I know of. I'm not sure what Jeffersonville's doing tonight or who they're even playing. I think you have that information there on that old
pull that out
piece of paper there.
And there it is tonight. Jeffersonville at Bedford North Lawrence at
Jeff. So that's a home game tonight.
It's supposed to be 7 o'clock start. I doubt that they started at 7.
Well, that is your scoreboard update tonight. Scoreboard brought to you by the Locker Room in downtown Jeff. For the premier screen printing and embroidery in the area, stop by or call the Locker Room at 812-282-8600. And for scores of other games in Kentuckiana, both sides of the river, you can go to glycod.com. Our score stream ticker right at the top of our webpage will give you all the information. So stand by here. Just a quick update here from our producer, Steve Bird. New Albany 55, Jennings County 10. That's at the end of 3. So, wow, that's a blowout.
There's another game. Bedford North Lawrence and Jeff into the first, tied 7-all, 7-7.
7-7, that one at the end of the first quarter. Here, we haven't quite gotten that far. 3:10 to go in the first quarter when lightning was spotted by the officials, and they immediately waved it off.
Got a little contrast to tonight's games, at least in almost the end of the first quarter. Last week, Messer, their freshman running back, had 11 carries, 58 yards, and he's one of the leading ball carriers for the Dragons. But tonight, Providence really have held him in check. He's had 4 carries, 2 for 2 yards and 2 for -1. And Josh Landers had an 8-yard run. So, and that's the only runs. Oh, excuse me. Ben Landers had a 2-yard run.
2-yard, yeah.
So, I mean, of the run game, Providence has really stifled the Creekers. However, Bauer, as their tight end, has had catches of 11, 5, and 13. And Graff had a catch of 4 out of 5 passing for Josh Landers. So, it seems to me like if you figure this thing out, maybe they ought to pass the ball a little bit more.
Perhaps. And I'm sure that they're going to look at this as an extra halftime and make some adjustments. Coach Dablow probably in there having a chance to talk to his players about what he sees and doesn't like, and some things that he may want to try when they come back out on the field. Providence, I think Coach Dennison overall probably pretty pleased with what he's seen so far. He's got a nice run from Caden Williams. Defense.
Your head 7-0. That's one good thing. And their depth. This break now I don't know if it's going to work to their advantage or what. Certainly a cooler night doesn't hurt his players that are going both ways. I wish we had some kind of chart that shows who actually does go both ways. I know Caden Williams does, but everybody knows about him, it seems like, in this area. Been around here for 3 years.
Kevin Smith does for the Pioneers as well.
Right.
A lot of their what we'd call skill players, running backs and receivers, tend to do that.
Yeah, James Hoke is another one I know on the defensive side. So, on hot summer nights early in the season, that has a tendency to take its toll on players by the end of the game. Possibly that's why Providence had such a hard time last week against Floyd Central. Floyd Central probably with more depth than does have the Pioneers, so could have been a factor.
Another score that just brought into us by our intern, Will Harper. Charlestown 21, Clarksville nothing. Do not know which quarter that's in, but we are at least getting a score. So things are coming to us. It's kind of a crazy night in southern Indiana, but maybe the big one is New Albany, 55-10 at the end of 3. That is Bulldogs are firing right now.
They're making a statement this year. Coach Cooley got them going in the right direction, it sounds like. So that Hoosier Hills Conference is always interesting to watch, I might say.
Yes,
you got Columbus East in there. As long as you got Columbus East in there, it's man, that's tough going. They are so good year after year.
Yeah, we're hoping to have that game right here on Glicod.com video 2 weeks from tonight as Columbus East makes the drive down I-65 to play at the Doghouse, Burke Field. That will be a real test of the Bulldogs. How far have they come? Because Columbus East, whether you like it or not, is the standard in the Hoosier Hills Conference. They haven't lost a game in the conference going back years.
Right.
So it's just a dominating performance by that squad. Is this the year a team like New Albany can figure it out and break through? We'll see. But we're in a holding pattern, and this is the worst possible thing you can do to a broadcaster, which is force us to stay on the air with nothing to talk about.
I'm looking around at the stands. The stands didn't get scared away. I mean, they're still, I'm not saying it's a smart thing to do, but there really isn't a lot of lightning in the area. But you see one streak of lightning, and that's all it takes for the officials, and, can't blame them for that.
The clock, it started, and it's been a few minutes now, but it'll be at least, I'm going to say, 9:20 before players come back out on the field. And when they do come out, they'll have to go through at least a few minutes of stretches.
And they still got 3:10 left in the first quarter.
So this one could be a long night, folks.
So I'm going to venture a guess if they do come back and get started again, and hopefully they do and get the game gets finished. But I'm just going to guess that if they don't, as late as it's getting or will be getting into the evening, they just may have to restart this game tomorrow.
Now, that's a good question I was going to ask to see if you knew the answer, and I hate to put you on the spot because you may not know, but do they pick it up from where it left off, or do they start back over at 0?
I think you start right back where it left off.
Okay, it seems
kind of like
logical.
a baseball game in a tournament or in a series where you start back with the batter at plate, that sort of thing. That's my guess. I don't have the official rule book in my back pocket, so.
All right. Well, that's at least our understanding of it. When you see that on the screen there, Providence struck early their first drive. Caden Williams with a 47-yard scamper. And, man, just great instincts. You could see it as it started to unfold, and he recognized it immediately that he had a lane cut back to his right, and he just hit the jets, the afterburners. He was gone.
Well, and that's their offensive strategy, I'm sure. I mean, get Caden Williams the ball and get him in open territory.
Run, Caden, run.
Run, Caden, run. Get him loose because he has the speed and he has the shiftiness, makes people miss tackles. But when you gang tackle him, and that's what I think scouting reports tend to try to do. But when you can make a cutback like he did on that 47-yard touchdown, broke ankles out there, if you will, as they were trying to reverse, and he's gone.
One of the things that you have to keep in mind is that, and it's been talked about for years, and I truly believe this, having played both ways when I played football, that it's to the advantage of the running back or the receiver on a wet field because they always know the cuts they're going to make, and a defensive player always has to react. And so if it's slippery and somebody's going to lose their footing, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the defender trying to catch the running back making the move. So
and that was especially true back in our day, if you will. I was a little bit longer ago than you. But, when you had mud.
Was everything in black and white back then?
Yeah. When you got mud on the field and these fields get sloppy, it's even more so the case.
Yeah, it's for sure.
That we don't see that too much anymore.
And with the advent of the turf fields, these new turf fields at Providence, New Albany, Floyd Central, Brownstown, and others coming eventually, I'm sure you're going to see a lot of these schools move away from grass. Just to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, but the proof of that, it's very expensive, first of all. Smaller schools are going to have a harder time doing it. And the proof is in the longevity, I guess you'd say, how long these fields are going to last before, serious work or serious repairs have to be done to get them back to original condition.
It's kind of a new age because it's really kind of an untested thing. Now, some people might be listening to us going, well, doesn't the NFL, haven't they been on turf for a long time? Well, yeah. But they have a much bigger budget. Let's just say they have basically unlimited funds to keep that field in tip-top shape. How it's maintained at the high school level, that's a whole different set of...
And you might add to that, paid for by the fans.
Mom and dad.
Yeah, those tickets aren't cheap, when you go to those games. So
that is for sure.
That's where a lot of that money comes from, for sure. Well, here we sit, and field looks good out there. Except for I'm a little disappointed. I have to say that I'm glad I know the 50-yard line is right to my right out here. Otherwise, I'm counting back to find out what yard line it's actually on, because you cannot see those numbers very well.
It is a very interesting layout here in Silver Creek, relatively new to football. They just got their program, I think, 7 years ago. This is a relatively new field, but the press box is not aligned with the midfield. It's shifted south, if you will, from a compass direction, and the stands are the same way. Both sides of the field, they kind of lean to the south. Just an interesting layout. But
architecture's critique. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, just an observation.
Okay.
And trying to understand. Sometimes you go to these different schools and you see a wide variety of construction styles. I suspect, though, as time goes on and the issues in this school district get worked out, that we'll see Silver Creek upgrade their facilities at some point. Maybe not in the near future, but I'd say the next 10 years, this may be a completely different place.
For so long, Silver Creek was known in this area and certainly the Mid-Southern Conference as a basketball school.
Yeah.
And you thought, well, why don't they ever play football? Why haven't they played football? Clarksville got started football, I know for a fact, in 1961. So they've been, and they're relatively new compared to a New Albany or Jeff or Providence or one of those. So
right.
Anyway, it used to be a real basketball school. Now they've got a pretty good football program going here.
They've come a long way in a short period of time, where they're now competing with the likes of Charlestown, Providence, and Brownstown. Last year was probably the big exception. Brownstown really put it to them. But right. North Harrison, a school we'll get to see next week. Speaking of that, maybe that's one thing we can promote here is where we'll be next week. Now, where you'll be next week is not where I'll be next week. I got a pretty good information that you're going to be sitting somewhere in a cabana with a little drink with an umbrella in it in Florida. But I'm going to be at Charlestown as the North Harrison Cougars come into Charlestown, and that's shaping up to be a pretty good ball game. At least they all look good on paper, but North Harrison been good the last 3 or 4 years. Coach Williamson there has really got a program growing at North Harrison. Charlestown, they've bounced back. I think they're going to bounce back tonight pretty healthily from that loss last week to Brownstown. And
North Harrison's a relatively new school too. They haven't been there that many years, but their football program only the last, I don't know, I'm going to guess 10, 12 years ago, something like that possibly.
It's not been that long. Yeah. And I mean, it's not been long.
Yeah, right.
And all the years I've covered high school football, I have not seen the Cougars, so it'll be my first time to see North Harrison. Looking forward to that. But that will be our game next week. You will not be here, but I'll be joined by former New Albany High School coach Jim Kazmarek. Coach Kaz is back in town. Had moved to North Carolina for a number of years. Even coached down there, I think, assistant coach type stuff. But he misses this area, missed the change of seasons, decided to come back, and you bugged out. So
well, I need to clarify one thing. I'm not going to be here the next few weeks.
But you'll be back.
My son who lives now in South Florida, is going to have my first grandchild.
That's right.
And there's no way I'm going to miss out on that.
It's a happy time, and congratulations to you and your family as you welcome your first grandchild. So it's all that and more. Trust me.
Granddaughter. Another little love.
Oh, my goodness. You have no idea what you're in for.
Can't hardly wait.
Well, we're going to head and take a quick break here just so that we can breathe, take a sip of water, and find out what else is going on in the press box that we've missed out on. We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this. Stay with us, folks. Football coming your way right after this.
Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out patsteakhouselouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Yep, we're back. Paul Love, Mike Beck, glad to be with you here. Providence and Silver Creek stopped because distant lightning flash. Safety of the players paramount, and they were ushered off the field just about 15-20 minutes ago. So it may not be that long before they head back out here and begin to warm up. Haven't seen anything in the skies. We're not in a great vantage point, especially to see what might be east of us. But we'll see what's going on here.
I'm looking at this last newspaper from last week. Columbus East is 0-2.
0-2. I don't know who they played.
I don't either.
But they're playing Seymour tonight, so I understand.
They're 0-0 on the Hoosier Hills, but I just happened to notice, as good as they are, maybe they're not as good this year as they've been before. But they're 0-2 according to the paper.
Tonight we'll tell the tale if Columbus East knocks off Seymour, as the last time we heard, and I don't have an official score. They were leading Seymour early. It could be it could set up a nice match here in 2 weeks, New Albany and Columbus East.
So the only unknown in the Mid-Southern Conference, possibly, now that Charlestown got handled pretty well by Brownstown, is how good is this North Harrison team?
Absolutely.
So, they rank 2-0 in both conference and overall, as does Brownstown. So right now it's a 2-team race, but it's really, really early in the year. This is week 3.
It's hard to say. Yeah, we'll know a lot more, I think, after tonight, and especially after next week. Once you get into September, it starts to shake out. You know who the good teams are, who the teams that are not having a good year.
And it gets going really fast, it seems like.
It sure does.
I mean, by the time, we're in week 3 already, and school's been in session, a couple of weeks now as far as some of the local schools.
And unfortunately, the injury bug seems to start kicking in sometime mid-September and really changes the fortunes of some teams.
Indeed it does.
But we'll pray that's not the case tonight. Nobody injured so far, apparently none that we know of anyway, no stoppage for that. Players should be coming out of the locker room, I'm going to say, here in about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I didn't take a check of my watch when that actually stopped.
But
I assume it's still 30 minutes.
We'll see if our spotter, Mr. Will Harper, can spot any movement in the locker room. Do you see anything going on over there?
I see a lot of movement about the KFC cabana.
According to our Johnny on the spot, Mr. Will Harper, he's a Providence freshman, our intern here at Glicod.com. Providence is out of the locker room, and they've huddled up in the far end, just preparing, it looks like, to come back on the field and begin to do some warm-ups. Let's hope that's the case.
The crowd is at the KFC truck. I wonder if they got any chicken left over down there.
I'm beginning to wonder if somebody from KFC didn't go and shoot off a flare to the east just to get the business, because they probably won't have any chicken left by halftime. I'm just going to predict that. What a crowd down there. And a decent crowd. We had the storms and a delay and heavy rain at times, and you're thinking, who's going to come out in this? And
I'm still looking at the visitors' bleacher across the way now, and Providence has still got a pretty good contingency over there.
This is a healthy crowd.
Yeah, weaned it out. I'm shocked, really, quite frankly. I was hoping everybody would just go home and
watch it on Glicod, yeah.
Listen to us and watch the Glicod. But they can, you might want to remind them now, they can always go back and watch any of those games. So
they are available online after tonight and for the weeks to come. As a matter of fact, you can go back and watch games from last season, or if you're a big basketball fan, you want to check out Romeo Langford a couple of times. We had him a few times last year. Now he's a big IU student, starting his freshman year, and a lot of people really anticipating what he's going to be able to do with the Hoosiers this year.
Yeah, I just hope the expectations are not that high. I mean, for
well,
him,
he is, all that, right?
He's good.
He's fantastic.
He's really, really good. But that puts a lot of weight on his shoulders.
It sure does.
Big Ten, the Big Ten basketball. It's a man's sport, you might say.
Well, he made a choice, and it sure was one that was well received by the folks here in Southern Indiana, and a lot of people pretty excited. So, if nothing else, it'll be fun to watch Hoosier basketball this year. But we're here tonight, football, 7-0 Providence ahead of Silver Creek. We're in a lightning delay. Referee, I think he saw lightning, or it could have been a lightning bug. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. We were not in a position, and truthfully, it's the safety of the players. The fans, they could care less. They never left. Players were ushered inside for a mandatory 30-minute break, which should be coming to an end here in just a few moments. So hopefully we'll get back out here and be able to get this thing done.
Who was that player that went from Trinity to Purdue? Rondell
Moore. Former Bulldog.
Yeah, former Bulldog. That's the reason I mentioned that. He had a pretty good game, opening game last Saturday. Had a couple touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So always like to see that.
Made a big time move into the Big Ten, and it's always nice to see Southern Indiana boy doing well. So
there's another one for you. I mean, I'm just rambling now, Mike. Just tell me to shut up if I get to say. Josh Rogers. Was a pitcher at New Albany High School and a pitcher for University of Louisville for 3 years. Got drafted by the Yankees, but recently got traded to Baltimore, having played at Scranton, the 3A club for the Yankees, and he pitched last night and got the win for Baltimore in MLB, in the Major League. So congratulations, shout out there to Josh Rogers, big lefty. I used to umpire, I still do, but I had a few of his games when he was at New Albany, and it got a nice friendship going.
Josh Rogers, first Major League appearance, turns into the first Major League win. I can't imagine the thrill that must be for that young man.
Hey, referees are walking back out on the field now.
And I've never heard refs be cheered like this before. Or maybe it's the players is what they're seeing.
Yeah, well.
But here they come. Providence fans happy. They're supporting their guys as they come back out. Everybody reemerges from their long winter sleep. I feel like a bunch of bears that were hibernating.
Yeah, let's just hope it doesn't happen again.
Amen.
Get through this thing. 3:10 left in the first quarter. We still haven't gotten through the first quarter, and it's 9:15.
I'm going to run some sunglasses down to the ref, see if that helps. We do want the kids to be safe. We also need to...
well, they're going to have to do a little stretching, get back ready to play again, too. So I'd say hopefully by 9:30 we'll get this first quarter finished.
Our camera person, Ashton Beck, up on top tonight. She's up in the crow's nest. And, soldiering through as we were prepping for this game. It was a constant rain, drizzle, back to rain, back to drizzle. It didn't look like it was going to stop at all. We prepped.
With lightning and thunder.
Yeah, and we were trying to figure out how to prep her and put her in a safe position and a relatively dry one. And wouldn't you know, it's pretty much stopped raining and has been dry since kickoff.
Always looking for the good things, the bright side, and we've talked about this. Usually you get into these August games, it's so hot.
Yeah.
And, first 3 Fridays so far this 2018 season, weather really hasn't been that hot. Don't like the rain and the lightning.
No. I can take it all, but you start sending the lightning, and then I don't play around with that. Had a friend of mine I used to work with in radio when I lived in Fort Myers, Florida. His brother was killed in a high school football game by lightning.
There comes Silver Creek. Hear the crowd react.
The Dragons return. And that time you see on the scoreboard is the time remaining in the first quarter. Kind of a Odd night here on Glicod.com, but one thing that we encourage you to do is not just follow the game, but check out the website in these long breaks for scores, because final scores are going to be coming in at random times tonight. Instead of all of them ending around the same time, you're probably going to get one after another well into the evening. Some games will be finished here before we're out of the first quarter, I have a feeling.
Yep. And this will be 11 o'clocker probably tonight.
I do know that New Albany and Jennings County is into the fourth quarter, and we're here at 3:10 in the first. So sporadic rain, it's not everywhere in those places where it didn't rain. Up in the Seymour area, Jennings County, North Vernon, Madison, they got off to a much quicker start. But in southern Indiana, especially, say, Scottsburg South, we were just blanketed, and unfortunately there was quite a bit of lightning with those storms that rolled through, and that created some chaos. And you have home games tonight at Clarksville, Jeffersonville, here at Silver Creek, and those games can't start with lightning.
Oh, no. And, of course, we're getting into the holiday weekend, Labor Day weekend, and, we're still got some forecasts for rain and storms a little bit yet tomorrow, I think, but it's going to get hot, too.
Yeah.
So that's the big factor.
The informal end of summer this weekend, so get out and enjoy it. Pools close next week. Bats baseball ends this weekend. I think tonight is their last home game.
No, they're going to play Monday because I'm going to the game.
Oh, is it Monday?
1 o'clock game against Indianapolis.
The last game of the season, Monday night on Labor Day. So
Monday at 1. So
yeah,
be a hot one.
Report on that. Let me know how it went.
Yeah. I'll be in Florida. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I haven't gone yet. That's right. All right, here comes another score. Watch this one. Bedford North Lawrence 14, Jeff 6 at halftime. Bedford beating Jeff 14-6 at halftime.
Did not see the lightning over there in Jeffersonville apparently, but that's fine. We'll see Bedford North Lawrence on September 28th as we travel up to Bedford to catch Floyd Central in action. That game just added to our calendar and confirmed earlier today. Communicate with Athletic Director Jeff Callahan at Bedford. Bedford's always been a fantastic place to go. They always roll out the red carpet for us, and really appreciate that.
Oh, Jeff Callahan does a great job as Athletic Director up there. I mean, in all the sports. He's been there for a while, I think, too.
Bedford's, like in baseball, you hear the guys say he's a tough out.
Yeah.
I've always considered Bedford a tough out, no matter what the sport.
Right.
They may not always have the best team in the conference, but they're not going to ever be an easy win for anybody.
Goes back to the Damon Bailey days.
yeah, for sure. Well, as the teams get back into their position on the sidelines and get ready to get this thing rolling, we're getting all of our players back into position as well. Our spotter, Will Harper, interning with us here at Glicod.com. We're really excited to have him tonight. He's already made a major difference helping us on some of these defensive calls that we're not always able to pick up. And he's Johnny on the spot. So if you'd like to be a part of this, we've got a couple of other things that we could put interns to work doing. And
Define an intern, Mike.
An intern is someone that would love to learn about broadcasting, but is not really ready for a paid position. This is not a paid job, but you get to hang out with us. So,
there you go. Whoa, what a reward.
And I even bought him a Pepsi tonight, so he's got that going for him. But lots of things we'd like to do, and if you'd like to learn how to do broadcasting, it's a great time to do it. 4th and 4 is the situation. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ben Landers in to punt for the Dragons. Here we go. Game back underway. Low snap, not a way to start. He gets it off. It's a low bouncing kick. What a break.
Got a good roll.
Threaded the needle, and that ball goes all the way down inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line.
That's a great kick. It didn't hit anybody. It's like bowling pins.
Yeah.
The players were like pins, and the ball went right through them, didn't touch a soul.
Just kept on bouncing, and Silver Creek may not have been pretty, but it sure was effective, and that ball will be spotted down at the 14-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Providence. And we'll get the clock moving here with the first play. 2:53 to go, first quarter. 7-0 Pioneers here early. 3 men split out to the near side, one single back. And Joe Dennis hands off to Caden Williams as he makes his way around the left side, tries to cut back and runs straight in to some gray shirts.
Couldn't find that seam that time, so they kind of looks like he lost a yard.
Trying to go to the left-hand side.
Loss of 1. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Williams, you've got to believe that Coach Dablow took advantage of that extended time off and talked to them about staying back, staying in their zone, not chasing Williams, but letting Williams come to them.
Probably got a spotter on him as well. Everywhere he goes. Going to have a timeout.
Providence timeout because we haven't had enough of those tonight. A quick timeout taken. Well, they take one. We have to take one as well. It's kind of a rule. We'll take a quick break and be right back right after this on Glicod.com. Stay with us.
The friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here, first quarter rather. It's been a long night. I'm not sure where I'm at or what time it is. 2:17 is what the clock says. I'll go by that. 2nd and 11, Dennis in the shotgun. Kevin Smith, the setback. Dennis, quick pass out to the right side. Caden Williams in space. Great defensive swarm there. Dylan Witt comes up for the stop for the Dragons.
Brought down by number 5, Dylan Witt.
Positive yards, but not quite enough for a first down. They'll make it 3rd down and about 3.
3rd down.
Giving him 6 yards on the catch. That was just the second pass for Providence. 1 of 2 completion. And to none other than Caden Williams.
Ball out the 21-yard line. 3rd and a long 3, maybe 4. We'll see what they've got in store here. Dennis waits for the snap, has it, it's going to pass. Puts it in the air, gets it to Williams, dances around, and this time good defense. And he's going to come up short. Not there.
Screen pass to number 27, Williams.
Tackle by Ryan Vineyard.
No gain on the play. 4th down.
4th down, and that's going to force the Pioneers into a punting situation. Schaefer back to kick. Dylan Witt drops back deep for the Dragons. He'll set up shop right about the 38-yard line. Schaefer, good snap. Nice kick low, end over end. It's going to take a nice Providence bounce and then stop dead like it hit a sand trap.
Just about the 42-yard line?
42, 43, and
43.
They set it on the 43. 1st and 10, Silver Creek. Can the Dragons get some offense here? They've not really shown much. A couple of passes to their tight end is really...
That's the only offense that they've really had. They had another pass to Graff as well. But running game has been shut down by the Pioneers.
Well, their running game is side to side. They don't really have a power game like they did last year with Jacob Garrett, who was just able to bull forward for lots of yards right up the middle. They're quicker, but the Pioneer defense matching them at speed positions. I mean, you got Caden Williams out there at cornerback. Nobody's going to outrun him.
No. But you gang tackle, and you contain him.
That's true. 1st and 10. Motion man is Messer. Handoff up the middle. Stopped this time by Nolan McCain for the Pioneers.
Messer on the carry.
I'm not sure. I don't think that was Messer. I believe
18 Knight trying to take
it was Heath Knight, number 18.
Gotcha.
He is the setback.
Gain of 2 on the play.
Landers back in the shotgun. Knight to his left. 2 men split out to the near side. Motion man Messer fakes the handoff. Landers looks downfield. Now he scrambles. He's in trouble. Escapes 1. Puts it up. Has a man wide open. Nice spin move by Elijah Bays, and he's off for a touchdown. And we have a flag down. And will this come back? If it's a hold, It is a hold.
Holding. Oh, no.
What a devastating penalty.
Oh. We're going to X out that 55-yard touchdown pass. What a nice move by Bays.
Well, you can take it off the scoreboard.
Holding. My.
But you can watch that replay on our video stream anytime you want, and it still looked pretty.
It did. A nice move after catch. I give credit to Landers there. Gave himself enough time scrambling around in the pocket and stayed in the pocket and gave it a nice throw.
Linebacker Kevin Smith came in on a stunt. The left side came flying through, had a hand on Landers in the backfield, but didn't have the angle, kind of flew past him with just one arm. Landers able to shake him off, set up, and put that pass right on the money to Bays, but somebody was holding, and we didn't see it.
Sure do like his arm.
But, yeah, very nice pass. It's going to be 2nd down and 12.
Second 18? Is that what I'm saying on the clock?
No, second and 8. No, it's more than that.
Yeah,
it's like
is.
2nd and 21. Messer gets a nice block, finally brought down. He'll pick up a few yards, but not nearly enough. Caleb McCubbin's on the stop for the Pioneers, but that's the end of the first quarter with the score Providence 7, Silver Creek nothing. We'll take a break and be back with the second quarter right after this. You're watching Glicod.com coverage, Kentuckiana high school football.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online at KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports. Located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street, The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Paul Love, Mike Beck back here. Second quarter getting underway. Providence 7, Silver Creek nothing. Big 3rd down play, and we're going to have movement. Just see who they call it on. Illegal procedure against the Dragons and tack on another 5. It was already 3rd and 16. Now make it 3rd and 21. That might as well be 3rd and forever.
Yeah, Coach Davlow can't be very happy with 3 penalties in basically the first quarter.
That was pretty devastating series of penalties that put him in a bad spot. 3rd and 21.
Took away a touchdown.
Ball was on the 31-yard line. Landers looking to pass. Now he pulls it down to run. Runs right into James Hoke. And goes down. Ball comes loose.
Landers on quarterback sneak. Tripped up by number 44, James Hoke.
James Hoke on the stop. Ball came out, but they said he was already down, so not a turnover. It'll bring up 4th and long. 4th and about 16. And that's what they say it is. They'll put the ball on the 37-yard line.
Got that as a gain of 6 yards. I don't know if that's right or not. Hard to tell with the stripes.
Ben Landers to kick. Snap once again low, and he's in trouble. And this time it is hit by a Pioneer, and ball will roll down. Now, if a Pioneer hit it in the backfield, is that not a live ball?
No. No, not on a block kick.
Just wanted to check.
Yep.
Because I know people will ask that question.
Yep. Not a last touch type thing. So where are they going to spot the ball here?
It rolled.
Providence ball looks like somewhere around the
37-yard
line.
1st and 10, ball at the 37. And their first touch of the second quarter, 11:03 to go. One man split out to the far side, tight offensive formation. And Kevin Smith goes straight ahead for maybe a yard. But
21 Kevin Smith tripped.
Dragon defense
55.
pretty
Taylor
stout
Betts.
there. Taylor Betts on the stop for the Dragons.
Gain of 1 on the play, second down.
That was his first carry, Mike. Again, even Coach Dennison said that he was going to try to get him the ball more, it looks like, or in the pregame. That's just 1 carry, 1 yard.
2nd and 9. Silver Creek looking to get another stop here. Man in motion is Williams. He takes the handoff, dances around, looks for seam, and ends up finding himself surrounded by gray shirts. He'll go down. I'd say it's a cloud of dust, but there ain't no dust anywhere out there tonight.
About a 2-yard gain.
Ben Landers comes up from the safety spot to make the tackle, but he had a lot of help.
Brought down by number 64, Brayton Thomas.
Williams had four carries in that first quarter, 53 yards, thanks to that big 47-yard touchdown run.
2 yards on that carry. Trips to the near side. Looks like a passing set, but you never know with these Pioneers. Joe Dennis throws it out to Williams. Immediately met. Jake Lucas comes up, the cornerback, makes the stop, and a great tackle in the open field there. Caden Williams never got his feet moving forward. A pickup of just a yard or so. That'll bring up 4th and 6. Ball
That'll bring up 4th down.
at the 41-yard line.
And a punt.
Back deep. Dylan Witt to return. High snap. Good snap. Not too high. Schaefer's kick going to be a little short. Takes a bounce. Witt takes it and then goes to the knee.
Pretty good punt. From the 40-yard line all the way down to the, I'm trying to figure it out now, 10, 20, about the 23.
Silver Creek will take over on their own 33-yard
Oh,
line.
33, okay.
No, that's not the 33. That is the 22.
I heard the announcer, though.
The announcer does, it's the 22-yard line, I promise you.
Sorry about that, 23-yard line.
Oh,
No, it's the 22. Trust me.
I'm not going to argue.
Okay.
Not much offense in this game. Early on, the passing game for Silver Creek looked good. Actually, Joe Dennis has had some pretty good success with his passes. He's 3 for 4. Just no big gains.
Peyton DeLucio, for some reason, late getting back out in the field defensively for the Pioneers. Got back out. But a little bit of a seam there before the tackle stopped by Hoke.
Number 2, Landers over the left tackle.
Ben Landers on the carry. He goes ahead.
James Hope.
Gets about,
Gain of 4 on the play, second down.
I'd say you get 5 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
At least it's a running gain. That's hasn't happened all that much as far as Silver Creek is concerned. The running game's been shut down pretty well.
Elijah Bays comes around, takes the handoff, goes the right side, and he runs into a bunch of white shirts.
19
led by
takes the ball to the right-hand side. Brought down by number 10, Jonah Scott. Gain of 6. That's enough for us, Silver Creek.
Jonah Scott, Caleb McCubbins both in on that tackle for the Pioneers. First down for Silver Creek. Bays in motion again, fakes the handoff. Ben Landers takes it from his brother, dives forward to the 45-yard line. Hoke on the stop for the Pioneers. James Hoke, the big senior. He's listed as a running back on their roster, but he really, his claim to fame is that middle linebacker position.
Second down.
He's a big stopper for Coach Dennison.
Going, what, the 35-yard line?
2nd and 8. Silver Creek looking to keep this drive alive. Fakes the handoff to Bays. Nice contact. Ben Landers right side. Jonah Scott. Bishop Edwards. Jonah Scott in on the tackle.
4 on the play. That'll bring up third down.
3rd down and 3. Silver Creek converted a first down. I don't believe they've done 2 in a row, though, on any drive tonight. This will be a big one. Flare pass out to Bays. He's being hunted. He runs back to the left. Now he goes back to the right. He's looking for something. He's got a blocker in front of him. He'll get the first down, and finally he's pushed out of bounds. Caleb McCubbins comes over to knock him out, but a nice bunch of footwork there from Elijah Bays.
Reversed his field. Good speed to the outside.
I've seen a rabbit do the same thing when chased by a beagle. I mean, he was cutting on a dime.
Ball on the 40, so from the 40 to the 40, that's a 20-yard gain.
Nice little flare pass that turned into something. 1st and 10, ball at the 40. Silver Creek. Couple of first downs in a row. Landers drops back, looks downfield. Now he's going to pull it down and run through the hands of Kevin Smith, and James Hope finishes up.
Landers with the quarterback.
Picks up about 5, just inside the 35-yard line. Down to the 34, it'll be 2nd down and 4.
About a 6-yard gain. Still got the ball moving here a little bit. This is the first drive, really, that we've seen pretty much the whole first half.
Landers in the shotgun. Motion man is Bays.
That got messed up in the backfield.
That didn't happen. Heath Knight took the handoff, but that play was DOA. It was going nowhere fast. And they should be grateful that they only lost a yard. We have an injured Pioneer on the field. Peyton DeLucio down. And not sure what's wrong, so we'll let the trainers tend to him. We'll take a quick break, come back in just a moment right here on Glicod.com. Stay with us.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Doug Fisher in Clarksville.
Paul Love, Mike Beck here at Silver Creek High School, where the Pioneers of Providence have come in and taken a 7-0 lead. 6:04 to go in the second quarter. Yep, it's 9:38 Eastern Standard Time, but we're still in the first half.
Right. That lead, by the way, came with 9:13 left in the first quarter. So since then,
been pretty quiet.
This is the first real drive that we've watched take place until now, when we've got an injured Pioneer on the ground. He's getting up. What number we got on him?
That's number 51, Peyton DeLucio. And can't, it's, we don't always do it, but it's always tempting to speculate. But the truth is, we really simply don't know. And it's just not fair to the players to try to tell you what's wrong, because unless I see it for sure, you simply don't know.
DeLucio is listed as their nose guard, right over the top of the ball.
I think that he'll be okay, shaken up a little bit, but he's walking off under his own power and got a little swagger back.
Yeah,
so
one of the leading tacklers on that Providence defense.
I have a feeling we'll see more of Mr. DeLucio before it's over with.
Ball on the 36-yard line.
Silver Creek facing a 3rd down and 6. Ball, as you said, on the 36-yard line, and they've had a nice drive here. Best drive of the night.
It may be in 4-down territory. Now, you mentioned that earlier. I think this could be, if they can get some yards here on this 3rd down play.
Field position and game clock probably dictate that for Coach Dablow, and I would think that would be his call, but simply don't know. Players set, man in motion is Messer. Handoff straight ahead. First one to him was Hayden Burke, but few other Pioneers could take credit for a half tackle.
18-9 taking the ball.
Knight on the carry.
Brought down by number 15, Hayden Burke.
Down to the 33-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3.
Got half those 6 yards, so 4th and 3, big play of the game. 5:25 left in the second quarter.
First 4th down attempt by either team tonight. Messer in motion. Straight ahead again.
Not going to get it. Good defense. 52 and 21 for the Pioneers.
Nolan McCain.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. Get it done for the Pioneers. And Silver Creek's best drive of the night comes up short. He needed 3. He got about 1.
What was that? Was that Knight on that carry?
That was Knight on the carry.
Okay.
He got 1 yard, but he needed 3, and that's going to be the end of the drive. They'll turn it over.
Well, they had 2 plays to make 6 yards, couldn't do it. So kudos to the Providence defense, huh?
Tight formation, single split out to the far side. Joe Dennis under center. Man in motion. Caden Williams takes the ball. He goes through, dives forward, picks up some positive yards.
Met hard by the spy on him. I swear that is a spy they got going. What, about a 3-yard gain for Williams?
Dylan Witt really gave him a shot, and Dylan Witt is the free safety.
I mean that now. I haven't watched that carefully, but I'll bet you they got a spy. We call it a spy on a good back. Every time he goes with him.
2nd and 8. Ball just across the 35. Motion man is Williams. The handoff is not to Williams. That's to I'm trying to see the number. Hayden Burke. Some of these numbers are hard to read at a distance, even with great lighting and good eyeballs. These stylized numbers sometimes a little difficult to make out in a pile. 3rd down and 8. No gain on the play. Big 3rd down play here for the Dragon defense. Get another stop. Dennis drops back, looks to his right. Got a man downfield, wide open. Complete pass. Bishop Edwards brought down from behind. Dylan Witt caught up to him. Not before a big pitch and catch that time for Joe Dennis. Edwards really broke free, and he had a lot of nothing between him and the goal line. Thank goodness Dylan Witt's a speedster.
Had him with 42 yards on the game. I don't know if that's right or not. From the 33 down to the 25.
They spotted at the 23. So
23. Okay. So that
give him a couple
44.
more. And a timeout. I thought a timeout with some discussion there. And now we start the clock again. 3:38 to go here in the 2nd quarter. And yes, there will be a halftime to come.
Plenty of time for the Pioneers to punch this thing in from the 23-yard line. 3.5 minutes in the half.
Dennis, straight ahead, Kevin Smith. And he's thrown down with authority.
21 Smith.
See if they're going to give him a yard or no gain.
Dylan Mize on the stop, and Dylan was the man, as you say. He took Kevin Smith up high and threw him down. You don't see that often.
No, you don't. Smith, a pretty good-sized lad.
Yeah.
Weighing it at, we've got him at 205.
No gain on the carry. 2nd down and 10. Motion man Williams. Dennis rolls to his right, puts it up in the air. Hayden Burke with the catch, and he has the touchdown. Dylan Witt went for the slap to try to knock it down, but mistimed it. And Hayden Burke scores through the air.
Touchdown.
At 2:44 to go, Providence extends their lead.
Nice patience there in the pocket by Joe Dennis that time. Waited till he found that receiver, went through his checklist, and found Hayden Burke.
Schaefer set to attempt the extra point. Teams are lined up. Snap is good. Hold is nice. And the kick is pretty too.
Point after by number 80, Braden Schaefer.
And just like that, Pioneers punch it in, and they've got a 2-touchdown lead with 2:44 to go in the first half. And that's not what Silver Creek wanted that drive. They were really hoping to get at halftime just trailing by 1. They'll have one more chance at it here as they get the ball back on the kickoff, but got to feel like they missed an opportunity to get a shutdown.
Yes, and what seems to me to be the case is Providence came to play.
Yeah.
They really have. They've shut down the running game pretty much of Silver Creek. done a good job defensively and made some nice plays. Good play by Burke and Dennis there, combining for that 23-yard touchdown pass, and also the long run by Williams in that first quarter for 47 yards. So going into halftime, or toward halftime, Providence leading 14-0.
Well, most people may not remember this, or maybe not even realize this, but this is only the second time in history these two schools have played.
Right.
Last year was their first ever meeting at Providence, and Silver Creek really put it to the Pioneers, a shutout win,
22-0.
Strong win. And while I'm not saying that this is a revenge game, Providence certainly wants to say, hey, listen, new kid on the block. That's not how we play this game.
Well, like Dennison says, they're getting better. You know, he wants them to get better.
A squib kick taken by the up back. Trey Schoen falls on it. I guess they didn't want to put it in the hands of Dylan Witt because he's got some speed. They saw that on the defensive side of the ball.
And we're spotting that at the 32-yard line, maybe?
I believe you are correct, sir. 32. That's what I'm going with.
I just had my eyes checked, and they 20/20 vision.
Well, the angle of this field in our press box, sometimes we're not able to see those hash marks very clearly. And nothing against the school or their maintenance. It's just our particular angle tonight. First and 10, ball on the 32-yard line. 2:43 to go. Landers in the shotgun, puts a man in motion. That is Messer. Takes the handoff, gets the corner, turns upfield and run out of bounds. And we have a late flag. And I have a feeling this is going to go against the Pioneers.
Knocked out of bounds by number 28, Colin Flake.
Colin Flake on the stop. But we have a little extracurricular activity on the field. And offsetting penalties, so
5 on the play. Second down.
So is there a penalty or is there not?
There was offsetting penalties.
Oh, okay. So they gave him the gain?
7-yard gain, yes. Ball out to the 44-yard line, or 39-yard line, sorry. Messer, this time left side, and he runs into trouble, and he's going to lose a bunch. So we're almost back to 3rd and 10. Kevin Smith comes flying across from the linebacker position to get the stop.
Kevin Smith.
And he gives almost all of that first gain back. It'll be 3rd and about 8.
Big play for Silver Creek. They need to get the drive going for halftime. Got a score coming in. Madison and Floyd. Floyd ahead 45-0 into the third.
Big third down play here with 2:18 to go. One thing you don't want to do is give Providence the ball back again here in the half. Motion man is Messer. Landers drops back, puts it in the air, and it's knocked down by a lineman. Hayden Burke gets his hands up, knocks that one down. Lucky he didn't catch it because Hayden Burke's pretty quick. He could have taken off. Big 4th down now. Pioneers are going to take the kick. Ben Landers will come back in to do the punt. Pioneers send 2 men deep. One of them, Hayden Burke. The other, Bishop Edwards. Which one do you kick to, Paul?
You choose.
This is an easy quiz.
Okay.
I say no disrespect to Mr. Edwards, but another bad snap. How he got that one off, I don't know, but over the head of Bishop Edwards. How does that happen? In a completely unconventional way, that punt was very successful. But nothing about it seemed like it should be. Nice yard gain. Really switched the field, but Coach Dablow is going to have to talk to his long snapper because that's the 3rd or 4th in a row that's basically been a golf ball. Skimming the ground.
Got a report in here. The Bulldogs have won that game by a score of 55-17. This is the Bulldogs' first 3-0 start since 1987.
Congratulations to the Bulldogs. 31 years ago. 1st and 10, Pioneer ball. Motion man, Caden Williams. But we come back the other way. James Hoke with the carry. And Nice open field stop by Jake Lucas.
Brought down by number 8, Jake Lucas.
And we have a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
We'll see what the call is. Usually in that position it's a hold, but we'll have to see.
That was Hoke on the carry that time?
I believe it was.
It's his first carry of the game.
The way they're conferring, unsportsmanlike blindside block.
Oh, there's that new rule.
And we see that rule, and that is not going to be tolerated.
Is that a 15-yard penalty?
I believe that is a 10-yard penalty.
10.
So it'll be 1st and 20. And the ball, I believe, if my eyes do not trick me, is on the 8-yard line. 14-0 here with 1:40 to go in the first half. Late game, but not a bad one. Silver Creek needs to find a little more offense, make this one exciting. Kevin Smith gets the call, right side. He'll get some positive yards. But
a little off tackle there. I'm looking at the marker going up about, looks like he might have got 7 or 8 yards.
21, Kevin Smith taking the ball to the right-hand side.
Dylan Witt on the stop.
Down by number 18, Heath Knight.
Heath Knight also in on the tackle for the Dragons. 8 yards on the carry for Kevin Smith, but he needed 20, so it's going to be 2nd and 12. Under a minute to go.
Providence probably content on not taking any chances here, certainly.
Trips near side, Dennis in the shotgun. Kevin Smith set back with him. Dennis rolls to his right, flushed out, and just throws it to the coaching staff of the Dragons. No reason to throw it in the arms of a defender. A good play, heady play from the senior quarterback.
Like we said, no chances do they want to take with 43 seconds left in the half.
Third down.
Going to be 3rd down, however, so maybe Silver Creek get one more crack at it before halftime.
You know, just thinking, it would almost made more sense if Dennis would have taken the loss. I'm not sure how many timeouts are left on either side.
Right,
but,
to run the clock, you mean.
To let the clock continue to run with 43 seconds.
I don't think he was thinking that, though.
No, he was thinking no turnovers.
Probably pretty heady.
And quarterbacks don't like to get hit. I'm just going to be honest.
I represent that remark.
Dennis, quick flare pass. Caden Williams is broken up. Nice defensive play this time by Dylan Goodlett. He's a senior, 5'7", 178 pounds, but he's Johnny on the spot. Got in between Caden Williams and the ball, and that's going to bring up 4th and 12. Deep to return for the Dragons, Dylan Witt. Brandon Schaefer to punt. Snap is good. Nice high punt. A lot of hang time. Plenty of time for his defenders to get down there and stop it, but ball didn't quite get to midfield, so Silver Creek's got a short field to work with, but they only have 39 seconds. You think they can dial up a 49-yard play here?
Providence defense has been pretty good now, so I'm gonna say they'll be in a little bit of a prevent defense.
I would think so.
39 seconds to go.
You would think, but you never know.
Got a good arm by the quarterback, certainly.
Coming up at halftime, we'll give you scores of other games, statistics as we have them. Paul doing some ciphering over there. He's got his abacus out. He's working it. Those beads are flying.
I'm not even using a calculator. You know these are not going to be right.
1st and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. Short field for the Dragons. Landers puts it up in and out of the hands of the receiver. And Joe Lemon had it and just dropped it.
Incomplete.
Oh, it was Jacob Graff, number 1. Excuse me. The 1 in the 7 was almost indistinguishable at this distance. But either way, it's an incomplete pass. I did see that clearly. 1st and 2nd and 10.
Pass play stops the clock, of course, so wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and put it in the air again.
One thing you don't want to do is turn it over, put it up in the air, get it picked off. Bays with the catch, 1st down. He'll get out of bounds and they'll stop the clock. Elijah Bays, smart move. Bays is a senior. 1st down.
49. Ball is on what, the
37-yard line. It was a 12-yard pickup.
12, gotcha.
1st and 10. Landers back, passing situation, trips to the near side, single back set. Landers steps up, puts some mustard on it into the hands of Messer, makes one man miss, and dives forward. First down, stops the clock. Caleb McCubbin's on the stop for the Pioneers. Clock is running, under 20 seconds to go.
And
quick hurry up offense for the Dragons.
Where's the ball? Where's the ball?
He's going to try to make a play. Landers rolls to his right. And the interception that almost was.
Pass is broken up by number 6, Chase Aldridge.
Chase Aldridge.
Second down.
Mike, tell me where the ball is. What yard line is the ball on?
That is, I believe, the 15.
15? That makes that a 23 pass for Messer.
It is.
Okay.
Timeout, Silver Creek.
Silver Creek wants to take timeout with 5.7 seconds to go.
We're going to try to put one in the end zone.
Give it a shot. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back right after this. Stay with us on Glicod.com. More football right after this.
Glicod.com is the premier online source for the most in-depth coverage of high school sports. From the best in play-by-play events to real-time score updates and a gallery of the area's top performers, Glicod.com is a must-click for more on your favorite team. Browse and watch video, audio, live, and archived. That's Glicod.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter too at Glicod.
Paul and Mike. Paul Love, Mike Beck, that is. 5.7 seconds to go is the situation. Second quarter, Providence leads 14-0, but Silver Creek has an opportunity here to try to punch it in. They're 15 yards away from the goal line, but they've got time for one play.
They do. Well, a quick pass play, if it's incomplete, could stop the clock still.
It'd be a quick out, perhaps.
Yep.
Trips to the near side. Lander's a right-handed quarterback. You have to believe he's going to favor his right side.
Yeah, this is that playbook. Get deep in that playbook.
And
they're going to be doing 5 yards further back.
Tailback took a step forward. Illegal procedure.
Silver Creek.
Heath Knight got a little anxious, took a step, and cost him 5 yards. And that first, 15 yards, now is 20 to the end zone. 2nd and 15, but really the only thing that matters is the end zone of this play. 3 men split out to the near side. Graff, Messer, and Bays. Knight stays in to block. Landers rolls to his right, looks for someone that's open. In and out of the hands of Messer, and 0.2 of a second remains. So
I told you there, he could still get an incomplete pass.
You were absolutely correct. They'll get one more shot before we go to halftime. They just want this game to go on until midnight,
I guess. We did get one more score rolling in. It's the end of the third quarter. Bedford North Lawrence ahead of Jeffersonville, 14-12.
Good ball game there at the Devil's Den. Not a bad one here as Silver Creek trails by 2 touchdowns. 2nd and 20, that's the end of the half. Landers scrambling, and he's going to go down.
Lose a bunch.
Nolan McCain gets credited for a sack as time expires in the first half. He'll throw him down at the 38-yard line. That'll push him back 18 yards, so an 18-yard sack. Officially, they're going to take a shortened halftime, so only a 10-minute halftime. We'll hurry and get into our breaks. We'll be right back right after this on Glicod.com.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out PatSteakhouseLouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Paul Love, Mike Beck here at halftime with a score of Providence 14, Silver Creek nothing. Let's go through the stats as you have them, Paul. What do you have?
Very good. Silver Creek, first of all, since I've got that sheet in front of me. Neither team really much of a running game. I have them for the half, 22 carries and 27 yards. Leading carrier, really, I guess you'd have to say would be Ben Landers, had 4 carries and 13 yards. Passing a little bit better, however. They were 7 of 11. I have them in the first half for 88 yards. So for the half for Silver Creek, I have them with 29 plays from scrimmage and 115 yards. Providence, 12 carries, 67 yards. The leader there, you wouldn't imagine, Caden Williams, 6 carries and 56 yards, but don't forget 47 of those was a touchdown. So once again, 67 yards total offense on the ground, and 47 of those came on that touchdown run. Passing, really Joe Dennis has had a good first half passing. I have him 5 of 7, and 5 of 7 for 75 yards, gives Providence a total yardage of 142 compared to the 115 for Silver Creek. Penalties, 4 penalties against Silver Creek and 2 against the Pioneers.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll look at other area scores right after this. You're watching Glicod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football. Stay with us, folks.
The friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second.
I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help. Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff James.
Beck, Paul Love, glad to be back with you. Halftime, 14-0 the score here, Providence over Silver Creek. Let's turn to you and get some scores of some other games.
Yeah, we've mentioned most of these along the way, but going back, end of third quarter, Bedford North Lawrence ahead of Jeffersonville, 14-12. Just got one coming in. It's now 21-12 with 10:47 left in the fourth quarter in that Bedford North Lawrence game. New Albany set a school, not a school record, but a record, long-time standing record, going 3-0 at this point in the season, beating Jennings County 55-17. Floyd Central crushing Madison at the end of the third quarter, 45-0. And the last score we got there at Clarksville with Charlestown visiting was 28 for the Pirates to 6 for the Generals.
Tonight's scoreboard update brought to you by State Farm agent Teresa Lamb of New Albany. For great friendly service from someone you can count on, call Teresa at 812-945-8088. Thank you, Teresa. And that is your scoreboard update here at halftime. We'll take one more break, and we'll be back with the second half right after this on Glicod.com. Don't go anywhere. More football coming your way.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Teresa Lamb in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Halftime, Mike Beck, Paul Love. Under a minute to go on the clock, but teams aren't back out yet.
So they're starting to come out now. I see Providence coming into the end.
We'll put 3 minutes back up on the clock. I can almost guarantee it.
Yep.
While they do that, let's talk about some keys of the second half here as we kind of reflect on what we've seen and then try to figure out where we go from here.
Well, if I'm looking at Silver Creek now, in the whole first half, 22 running plays, only 27 yards. So they've got to get their heads together and find out what's going on in the blocking scheme there. They've got to find some route, or either that or Providence has just dominated that line of scrimmage, and that's what it seems to be at this time. So anyway, for Providence, again, their leading ball carrier, Hayden Williams, again, he does it both ways for sure, but they've only got 67 yards on the ground. Usually you're looking at 100 to 150 yards rushing or something like that in the first half. So it's been a pretty good defensive game, and Silver Creek had their chance there in that second quarter, maybe to get on the board, but couldn't push it in. So Providence still ahead, 14-0 at halftime.
One of the observations that I think is pretty interesting is that Caden Williams has been a factor, but really only on one play. He got most of his yards on one carry. Other than that, Silver Creek has been pretty effective at keeping him quiet. The problem with Caden Williams is he only needs one carry.
Yes, right.
And that's the danger is you have to be eternally vigilant with him on the field. So, like you say, they've got a spotter, a spy, whatever you want to call it, a monster on him. Wherever he goes, they go. And it looks to be Dylan Witt. The free safety is basically the last line of defense. Technically he is, but especially with Caden Williams.
Well, I got a final score coming in now. Floyd Central's got their act together, 59-0 over Madison.
Well, that's just painful.
Yes, it is. We also got an update on the Jeffersonville score. Bedford North Lawrence scored another touchdown. So with 10:47 in the fourth quarter reporting, we have a Bedford ahead of Jeffersonville 21-12.
Jeffersonville got close last week against Seymour, couldn't quite turn the trick, and now they're trailing at home. So they're off and looking perhaps at an 0-3 start. Not what Brian Gleasing, the new head coach at Jeffersonville, was hoping to see.
You know, your point was well taken with Caden Williams. Again, I think I got this right. Only 12 ground carries in that first half. Caden Williams had 6 of them, and it only took 1 to get light up the scoreboard. Also, again, I got to go back to Joe Dennis. For a team that does not pass the football very well, he had a couple incomplete passes at the end of the half, but he was got him 5 of 7. 4 of 7. I've got to correct myself there. 4 of 7, but that's still pretty good, and that's still more passes than you normally would see from a Providence team this year.
And the efficiency, they've been good passes.
Yes, they have.
And
gains of 23 for the touchdown to Hayden Burke, and also a long pass of 44 yards to Bishop Edward. Wait a minute, now which team was it that had the big long?
That was Silver Creek.
That was Silver Creek, right? That was their chance to score. Had a holding penalty back the line. So that was what, 55, Mike?
56 yards, something like that. So Elijah Bays.
That got called back. That was hurtful.
Yeah, it was a beautiful pass.
Yes, it was.
And a beautiful move by Bays. If you want to see it, just watch our coverage on Glicod.com. That game will be there even after tonight. It'll be up in the site, or you can access it on our YouTube page. End of the half. We're going to start the third quarter now. Hopefully get this thing rolling in the right direction.
Both teams out on the field. Providence is going to get football start the second half. We don't know who won the toss in that before the game started, but we do know that first possession went to Silver Creek. Officials are getting lined up. Just need to get the teams out on the field.
Well, they're in no hurry. I mean, we have all night, don't we?
Well,
seems like it.
I don't remember too many games starting the second half at 10:15 in the evening. So
I hope my wife isn't waiting up for me tonight. That's all I can say. But I'm pretty sure she's not.
Yeah, she'll quit doing that alone. No.
Honey, are you listening?
Yeah.
No, she's not. Not at this point.
All right, second half. Let's get her going here.
Paul and I have had plenty of time to talk tonight. You really want to see the ball game, not listen to us jibber-jabber. So let's get the action moving here. 24 minutes left to go in this ball game. 2 12-minute quarters.
Jonathan McIntyre, the kicker for Silver Creek. Going to kick it deep, maybe. Some of these kicks have been not so deep.
Williams and Smith, I believe, the deep backs. This one goes into the hands of Smith, bobbles it, does a little juggling act.
Sometimes that bobble just gets the timing. Oh, nice. After the 50, almost back to the 50-yard line.
Great run back from Kevin Smith. Return, I'm going to say almost 30 yards.
Sometimes when a bobble happens like that, it throws the timing off for everybody.
Ben Landers on the stop for the Dragons, but they're going to say he went down at the 47-yard line. Okay. Still a nice return by Kevin Smith. You see why they'd love to get him more involved in the offense. He's a great runner, especially when he gets a little head of steam up.
Ball on the 47.
Tight offensive set. Joe Dennis under center. Kevin Smith the single back. And the man in motion, Caden Williams, takes the pitch, turns upfield immediately, and he'll pick up about three on the carry, and they'll get him out to midfield. Across midfield to the 49, give him 4, it'll be 2nd down and 6.
27 Williams taking the ball from the middle, brought down by... Oh my.
Get across the 50-yard line into the Dragons side of the field.
Waiting for the snap. Dennis under center. Pitch to Williams. Go to the right. Williams comes back. Dodges and weaves. It's hard to get a direct hit on him. He just moves so quick. Very fast feet. Very elusive. And even when he's going up the middle of the field, you'd think a linebacker would get a clean shot at him, but it's a lot of whiffs. A lot of shirts.
You know, his jersey is the darkest of anybody out there. So
that's for sure.
Surely tell. I think it's wet more than it is anything else.
3rd and 2. Ball at the 45. Williams in motion. He'll get the pitch again. 3rd time in a row. 3rd time's a charm. Picks up the 1st down. And that's they needed 2. They got about 2.5.
27 around.
They'll spot him down at the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Ben Landers again, the defensive player that comes up with a stop, but not before the 1st down.
No surprises here. 3 plays, all 3 Caden Williams on the pitch and run.
Providence looking a lot better tonight than they did the first week. And, of course, we didn't see them last week, but you got to think this team's going to be really ready to go come postseason.
Counter.
Hayden Burke, flag inside. This one's going to come back, but nice.
Burke on the left-hand side, brought down by number 5, Witt. Penalty flag on the
Dylan
play.
Witt with a little help from his friend Dylan Goodlett. Both in on the stops, but we got holding against the Pioneers. That one's going to come back. Spot of the foul. Looks to be the 42, so it'll move it back across midfield to the 48-yard line. And that one hurts.
Who was that? Was that to Burke that time, Mike?
It was a handoff to Burke.
Yeah. Gained 2, but lost 10 on the holding.
It'll be 1st and 20, the 48-yard line. Dennis drops back, puts it up in the air, has a receiver, but underthrows him this time. Incomplete. Bryce Drury coming down the left sideline.
Number 23, Bryce Drury, incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice defense out there from Jake Lucas. He was right there with him step for step, but the pass underthrown and really not catchable. And that'll bring up 2nd and 20. And now if you're Silver Creek, if I'm a down lineman, I'm pinning my ears back and heading straight for number 2.
Yeah, this is time for the screen pass because of that, or the draw play from maybe Kevin Smith at fullback.
10 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Motion man Caden Williams. Fumble, ball on the ground, and Joe Dennis quickly on top of it. But that's going to push him back even farther. And
fumble on the play, recovered by the quarterback, Joe Dennis.
It's 3rd and forever.
Yeah.
That'll bring up.
Lost about 5 on that, so it's going to be 3rd and 25. Ball at the 43-yard line now. They're going the wrong way on this drive. Fakes the handoff to Kevin Smith. Joe Dennis tries to connect with Caden Williams as a passing play.
Threw it in his ankles. No, not catchable.
That's what happens when we give Joe some props there early on.
Yeah, he's under a little bit of pressure that time, running to the right, but not a pass that Williams could catch.
4th down.
Caden Williams not really in a good position to do anything with that ball. If he'd caught it, there was a defender right there stalking him. It'll be 4th and 25. And Brennan Schaefer is going to have to give him a nice punt here. And wouldn't you know it, this is probably his worst of the evening.
Shanked it
off the right side of his foot and caught by one of his teammates on the sideline. So We'll see where they end up spotting it.
Going to be good field position for Silver Creek, that's for sure.
Break for the Dragons. 9:12 to go. They have yet to get on the scoreboard. Had one pass play for a touchdown, but it was waved off because of a penalty early on, and it's been quiet ever since.
On their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
Ball on the Dragons' own 45-yard line. See what they can get going here in the second half. Boy, sure didn't get much done in the running game. Averaged just over 1 yard per carry. That first half.
1st and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. Motion man is Bays. He takes the handoff. Nice turn upfield. He'll get first down yardage and more. Across the 45. Bays goes to the 44-yard line, and he's tackled by 44. James Hope comes up with a stop, but that's one of the few running plays that actually got good yardage.
Boy, he's not a very, very thick kid. I mean, just watching him, pretty thin build.
Handoff to Messer. Same play the other direction. Messer trying to get to the corner. Keeps dancing, and he'll get forward. He's chased down finally by Bishop Edwards.
Sweep around the left-hand side, brought down by number 4, Bishop Edwards.
That's Easton Messer. He's only a freshman, 5'6", 159 pounds, and I have a hard time believing he's even 159 pounds.
That's what I was trying to get to there a while ago. Not a big kid, but shifty.
Fake handoff, quarterback calls his own number. Landers straight ahead. But good defensive awareness by the Pioneer front four, and not much there.
About 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 8, or 3rd and 2, excuse me.
Big third down play here for the Dragons. They really need to get on the scoreboard.
They really do need to get something going here. If they're going to make a game out of this, I'd say now's the time.
Man in motion is Bays. Double reverse.
Oh.
Great time to do it. Caught everybody off guard. The handoff from Elijah Bays to Dylan Goodlett. He dives forward and picks up a first down. Down to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Dragons putting together a nice little drive here.
That was Dylan Goodlett, wasn't it?
Dylan Goodlett with the first down. Low snap. Landers drops back, rolls to his right, puts it in the hands of Goodlett, and Goodlett can't come up with the catch. Incomplete. Stops the clock, 2nd and 10.
Pass intended number 30, Goodlett, incomplete, 2nd down.
So Goodlett goes from hero to goat on one play. Not a goat, I'm just kidding. But it's the fortunes of football.
Absolutely.
You get that big first down, then you turn around, he passes to you, and it goes through your hands. Wet balls tonight, so that doesn't help them.
Didn't look like it was perfectly thrown, but ball he could have caught.
Motion man gets the carry. Messer dials up some positive yards. Bishop Edwards comes up and makes the stop. Messer picks up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. They just run that play to the corner, and they said as soon as you see a lane, take it.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just it's an interesting way of setting up a running game.
Final score in, Bedford outdoes the Devils from Jeffersonville 34-12.
Landers looks like a broken play, and lucky he didn't get a broken ankle that time. Peyton DeLucio, who was shaken up earlier in the game, gets back in it and gets the stop on Landers.
Loss of 3 on the play.
He'll lose 3. It'll be 4th and 8. And I can see Landers telling Coach Dablo, leave us in. We want to try for this. You got to love your quarterback. He's always saying that.
Where'd that passing game? It seems to have disappeared. That first quarter, we got all those passes to Bauer.
Haven't gone back to him.
I didn't. Haven't seen him since.
Got to wonder why. And we've got a stoppage of play, timeout called by Silver Creek. Play clock was down to 3. And Coach Dablo quickly says, let's stop this here before we get into a worse spot.
They know how important this play is, quite frankly.
Okay.
8.
Well, we'll take a quick break as well. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Glicod.com coverage continues right after this.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Mike Beck, Paul Love. 14-0 ball game. Silver Creek with a big fourth down opportunity here. 4th and 8. Ball's on the 30-yard line. They're desperately seeking the end zone. Had a chance in the first half. They got close to the 15-yard line, but then went backwards. Landers drops back, thinks about passing, and it's knocked loose. It's going to be a fumble.
Doesn't matter. It's a fourth down anyway.
A fourth down play, ball covered by James Hoke, but it would have been a turnover without a first down situation.
Hands recovered by number 44, James Hoke.
First and 10. Pioneers withstand that attack.
Providence in pretty good shape here. 6 minutes in the third quarter. Up 14-0 against a team that can't seem to move the ball.
Pioneers defense really looks a lot better tonight. They've improved a lot in the last 2 weeks. Not that they were bad before, but they're definitely getting better. Handoff, Kevin Smith, left side. He'll pick up maybe a couple. We'll see where they spot it.
21 Smith trying to take the ball to the middle. Brought down by number 66, Dylan Mize.
Dylan Mize.
Gain of 1 on the play, second down.
On the stop for the Dragons. He'll get 2. 2nd and 8.
1.5.
Yeah.
The announcer said 1, you said 2, I'll give him 1.5.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's
ball at the 31-yard line.
Good to hear his name called. He needs to get it going.
Dennis in the shotgun. Kevin Smith, left side, bounces it out, and all of a sudden, he's the galloping ghost and goes down across midfield and finally brought down to about the 40-yard line.
Brought down by number 5, Dylan Witt.
Dylan Witt, the last line of defense.
29 yards.
He was able to get the stop.
Actually make it 30 yards. They're spotting it.
They'll put him down at the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Pioneers. And Kevin Smith, they need to get him more involved in the offense. That's what he said, and that's what they're trying to do this series.
Well, and again, he was off tackle that time rather than up the middle.
39-yard line, 1st and 10.
Made a nice cut to the outside and good speed.
Joe Dennis in the shotgun. Smith next to him. Williams comes in motion, takes the handoff, follows Smith around the right side. Good pursuit by the Silver Creek defense. All of a sudden, Williams breaks out of the pack and down the sidelines. Nice. How does that even happen?
I don't know. I thought he was down. He sure wasn't,
number
though.
27, Williams takes the ball at the right-hand side.
Big first down
by number 8
for the Pioneers.
From the 39-yard line down to the, trying to see, 12 maybe?
16.
First down, Pioneers.
Snap, handoff, Kevin Smith, right side, immediately stopped by 3 or 4 Dragon defenders. Not much there that time. Kevin Smith, they'll give him 2. Pretty generous.
21
2nd and 8.
The ball at the middle. Brought down by number 55, Taylor Betts. Gain of 2 on the play, second down.
Say a big welcome to all of the listeners there tonight on the Big X as they've joined us in progress. You're here at Silver Creek High School. Mike Beck, Paul Love calling the action. Handoff to Caden Williams, tries the left side, and boy, Caden Williams was thrown down like a rag that time.
Actually lost a yard, looks
27
like.
Williams tries to go to the left.
Big stop that time.
Number 18, Heath Knight.
Taylor Betts and Heath Knight combined for a 1-2 punch, and Hayden Williams, he lost a yard. Welcome to the game tonight. Score here, Providence 14, Silver Creek nothing. Providence defense really showing itself tonight. They've stifled the Dragon offense. And Joe Dennis has a nice night at quarterback, too. And he drops back, looks to pass, rolls to his right, puts it up in the air. It's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. It'll bring up third down. Yeah, fourth down, rather.
Talk, Mike, about the Providence defense held the Dragons to just 27 yards on the ground in the first half.
Is incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, these two schools relatively new, but I can tell you real quick, this is going to be a rivalry. They're fairly evenly matched. Silver Creek got the better of their meeting, the first ever meeting between the two schools last year. They shut them out. Pioneers would love to return the favor.
Brandon Schaefer going to go for a
field goal,
32-yard or 22-yard field goal.
Kick is up. I think you add 17 to the spot. That would make it a 29-yard field goal.
29, okay.
Yeah, I believe.
Number 80, Brandon Schaefer.
And the Pioneers extend their lead 17-0 over Silver Creek. Dragons had one really nice play in the first half. That long pass to Elijah Bays. Nice spin move, ran 56 yards for a touchdown. But a holding penalty brought it back, and Silver Creek's been neutered since then. There's no fire with the Dragons tonight.
Nice field goal. What do you say, 27 yards?
27 yards.
Opens up the scoring to 17, 3:11 here in the third quarter. It's just the third quarter, isn't it?
Last time I checked.
Yeah.
It feels like forever, but we're here for the duration, Paul.
One of those nights, for sure.
It's so late that our intern had to check out.
Okay.
He informed me that his father said he has to go home now.
That's okay. I'm happy for Larry Dennison so far. I mean, game's not over with yet. Obviously, got more than a quarter left, but they played a really solid first three quarters here tonight. So that competition, New Albany and Floyd Central, probably paying off a little bit in dividends here tonight.
They look much stronger on defense and much more mature on offense as well. Nice short kick taken by the up back. Elijah Bays looking for something, bounces it around. He's elusive.
Going nowhere, though.
Not a lot of positive yards, and a flag on the play as well.
Good coverage by the Pioneers.
Well, they throw a fresh ball out and immediately miss the referee, so now the ball's wet. Their ball boy is all of 8 years old, apparently, for Silver Creek, but that's pretty cool. That's a great thing. When you're 8 years old and you're on the sidelines at a high school football game and you love the sport, you died and went to heaven, I tell you.
There you go. Ball spotted on the 35-yard line, I believe. I've deduced that, but chop block.
Oh, that's going to hurt. 15-yard penalty, I believe, for the chop block. And is that a spot of the foul?
Penalty against the Dragons.
Yeah, it appears so. Wow. That's awful. If you're a Dragon fan, that's about as bad as it gets.
Instead of the 35, they're going to start on the 20.
On the Dragons' 20-yard line.
3:02 to go here in the third quarter. 17-0 your score. Pioneers been in control since early on. We had a 30-minute lightning delay right before halftime. Quick out pass tonight. He'll get some positive yards. Passing game really the only thing offensively working well for the Dragons. Not much on the ground.
44, James Hope.
That Pioneer defense, very quick tonight. They're just stringing out the runs. They're showing up. They're hitting 2-3 guys at a time. Just a big improvement, I think, from what people saw last week against Floyd Central. And they gave Floyd a pretty good run there in the first half.
Yeah,
second and 6.
17, as I recall.
Handoff to Knight, breaks a tackle, and another, keeps fighting. He's got a first down and finally brought down. But a good run from Heath Knight.
Number 18, Knight, he bulldozes his way for 5 yards. That's going to set up a Silver Creek.
They'll spot the ball at the, I believe, the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, Silver Creek. 2:14 to go, third quarter, man in motion. Messer takes the handoff, threads his way through the right side. He's going to pick up 8 or 9 yards before they bring him down.
Messer taking the ball up the middle. Brought down by number 7, Caleb McCubbins.
Caleb McCubbins comes up from the free safety position to be the tackler. We've called his number quite a bit tonight. He's been getting a lot of action because these running plays string it out and require him to get over and be the last stopper. Little misdirection in the backfield and a first down by Heath Knight. Big run that time.
18, Knight up the middle for a gain of 7.
Knight picks up 7, 1st and 10. Silver Creek ball just across midfield of the Pioneer 49.
We've got a little drive going now. See if they can maintain it here as we near the end of the third quarter.
Minute and a half to go here in the third. You're watching Glicod.com coverage and listening on the Big X tonight. Welcome our listeners on the radio side. Landers drops back, dances around, pulls it down. He's going to run. Stiff arms James Hoke and runs out of bounds close to a first down. Let's see where they put him out of bounds at, and it's going to be enough. 1st and 10 again for Silver Creek.
Knocked out of bounds by 20.
And just as we praise the Providence defense for all our radio listeners who just joined us, Silver Creek puts together their best drive of the night so far.
Set up a Silver Creek.
3 first downs in a row.
Not bad.
Ball on, where is it spotted at? On the 30?
Say the 38. But what's that among friends? Messer, left side. They string this one out nicely. Nothing there. Caden Williams, James Hope.
Trying to go to the left-hand side. Caught from behind
Bishop
by number
Edwards.
44, Hope. No gain on the play.
Nolan McCain. A lot of Pioneers got their hands in on that one. Under a minute to go. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Landers trying to get his teammates up. They want to get one, maybe 2 more plays here in the quarter. Time is of the essence. Trails by 17. 37 on the game clock. Man in motion. Messer fakes the handoff to Knight. Knight breaks free. Goes to the right. Couple men to beat. That's Elijah Bays, rather. And Bays down inside the 10. 1st and goal. With 25 seconds to go, Elijah Bays on the carry. And they'll put him down at about the 3-yard line.
They're calling that Knight now, Mike.
That was Elijah Bays.
It was Bays.
I promise.
Okay.
I saw it as he came around.
So ball's on where? The 2-yard line?
1st and goal, Dragons.
36.
It appears to be the 2-yard line. That's Elijah Bays again, and Elijah Bays is in for the touchdown. 2-yard gain, and Silver Creek ain't dead yet. With 8.4 to go here in the third quarter, and the Dragons finally break through. No flag on the play. Extra point attempt coming up. Point after team hustling out on the field. Their little unconventional lineup. They'll bring it in tight. Snap is low. Kick is low. It's blocked, and it's no good. And that didn't look pretty at all.
I think he was 7 for 7 going into this game, so that ruins that streak. 6 points for the Dragons.
They trail by 11 with 8.4 seconds here in the third quarter. Basically a quarter of action left to go for Silver Creek. But that touchdown's got to give them a little bit of confidence going in the final 12 minutes, Paul. You got to think that's got to help.
You'd have to think.
Because they moved that down pretty methodically.
That was very good, especially after the 15-yard penalty to start. Remember, they had the ball in the 35, got a 15-yard penalty, pushed it all the way back to the 20, so it was an 80-yard scoring drive.
Best drive of the night from the Dragons. Would you recommend an onside kick at this point?
Some of these kicks have looked like onside kicks already during the game, quite frankly. 8.4 seconds. That doesn't matter because it's the end of the quarter, not the half.
He's not lined up as if he's going to approach it for a deep kick. It's a little pooch kick.
Pooch.
Taken by Bishop Edwards at the 35-yard line. And after a little bit of sideways running, he'll get out to about the 37, 38-yard line.
Number 4, Edwards.
See where they put it down at. Yeah, Edwards thought he was down at the 40. Referee says 37.
Providence will start.
Ball carrier always thinks he's a little farther than he is.
They reach out with that ball, you know.
They sure do.
The arm's length of extra yardage.
17-6 your score. 3.3 seconds here in the third quarter. Pioneers.
A little spark for the Dragons there.
Twins set up either side. Single back set. Caden Williams in motion. Handoff is to Kevin Smith. And a nice run. He'll pick up
about 10.
9 or 10. It's going to be close.
Takes the ball at the middle, dropped down by number 2, Landers.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Silver Creek 6, Providence 17.
9.5 on the play.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with our fourth quarter right after this on Glicod.com and on the Big X. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Silver Creek 6.
W.M. Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly. Designing, building, innovating.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Paul Love, Mike Beck here. Fourth quarter just getting underway. 17-6. Pioneers of Providence on top over the Silver Creek Dragons. 1st and 10. Ball just short of midfield. And a quick sweep to the left side. He's going to pick up some positive yards there for Michael Siebert, a senior. Doesn't get a lot of playing action, but
31 Gettelfinger.
I'm sorry, that's Jeremy Gettelfinger. I was going to say, it would have been unusual to see Siebert out there. The 33 and the 31 with grass stains look very similar.
About 12 yards on that game.
Nice run by Gettelfinger.
It really was.
1st and 10, ball at the 40-yard line. Dennis in the shotgun. Man in motion, Caden Williams. Fakes to him, hands to Smith. Smith left side. And brought down by 3 or 4 of the gray jerseys.
Got 2 yards on the game.
21 Smith. Brought down by number
1.5 as we argue that point.
Myers.
Peyton,
2 on the play, 2nd down.
Peyton Meyer, Dylan Witt, in on the stop for the Dragons, along with Dylan Goodlett. 2nd and 8. Kevin Smith next to his quarterback, Dennis. Motion man, Caden Williams takes the handoff, immediately cuts back to his left. He'll have the first down before he's brought down deep in the secondary.
27 Williams.
10:55 to go, fourth quarter.
8, Jake Lucas.
And the ball is on the...
Enough to move the chains. First down, Pioneers.
40.
It's 16? No, 26.
26, okay.
Yeah, I can count. Trips out to the near side. Dennis in the shotgun. Smith single setback. Where's Caden Williams? Well, he floats out. Handoff to Smith. Powers ahead. He'll pick up 4, maybe 5. Nice run from Kevin Smith. He was one of those keys. They give him 6 on that carry.
Actually had 4 carries for 43 yards in that third quarter, so we talked about it, and somebody might have been listening there. Smith with the carries. Come to life.
Smith taking the ball up the middle. Gain of 5 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Dennis back in the shotgun once again. Kevin Smith set next to him. Caden Williams comes across, takes the handoff, looks for a seam, dives forward, and it will be enough, a apparently for another first down. And that's the signal.
Williams takes the ball to the middle. Brought down by number 30, Goodlet.
Goodlet with the stop for the Dragons.
First down, Pioneers.
Clock now an enemy to Silver Creek. So they trail by 11, and Providence on the march. Silver Creek puts together one of their best drives, and Providence says, we can match that.
Ball on about the, 16-yard line.
That's what it appears. Dennis awaits the snap. Kevin Smith, straight handoff, right up the middle. And 6 Dragons conspire to bring him down.
It's a pretty good game. 4 yards on that game.
4 on the carry, second down and 6.
Been calling his number a lot here in the second half.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Ball on the 12-yard line.
Let everybody know the KFC food truck is half price now. Half price.
Kevin Smith
Make a dash over the KFC food truck.
trying to give Caden Williams a little bit of a break back there and to be that second weapon that Providence so desperately needs on the ground.
And part of that to do with the fact that he goes both ways, and he's carried his load.
Low snap, Dennis handles it, puts it up in the air, and throws it high above the reach of Bishop Edwards, not able to pull it down. Ball sails out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. 8 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Fourth quarter, 17-6 your score. 3rd and 6, ball on the 12. It's a game reset. Mike Beck, Paul Love with you here on Glicod.com coverage.
After a good start there, Dennis kind of fallen off. He's incompleted his last 6 passes.
Well, from the time we got here, it seems like they've been playing this game for 6 hours, so he may just be tired.
That's true, too. I am.
We got here right at 5 o'clock for our setup. It's 10:47 now. Dennis in the shotgun. Hands off. Caden Williams bounces back to the left side. Beats the cornerback. Tries to turn up field, but the Dragons string it out. And Dylan Witt comes over to finish him off. And may have even lost a yard there. We'll see where they spot him out at.
I think he had positive.
27 Williams trying to go to the left side. He's knocked out of bounds.
And we have a penalty flag back on the right side of the field. That was a little bit out of our vantage point. So we'll see what this is. If it's a hold, that's not good. It is a hold, and it's going to come back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Puts the ball out.
I'll let you figure out what line
well,
that is. 40,
that's the 22, I believe.
30, the 22. Makes sense since it was on the 12.
It appears to be 3rd and 18.
3rd and 16.
Okay. 3rd and something. Dennis in the shotgun. Kevin Smith, his head's down. He looks a little tired back there. He's going to block this time. Dennis puts it up, and it's going to be
Williams in the end zone.
Incomplete.
The attempt.
Good camera work by Ashton Beck up top in the crow's nest. And inclement weather tonight, and done a fantastic job. We appreciate her efforts. As well as our intern, Will Harper, who joined us tonight. Did a fine job. And if the game hadn't gone 6 hours, he'd probably be here for the finish.
I feel sorry for Williams there. He's getting back to the huddle. He's just now getting back there. He just did another 40-yard sprint to the end zone. He's tired puppy probably. We'll try a field goal here.
Schaefer
setting it up on the 30, about the 28-yard line, 38-yard field goal.
That's what it appears to be. Kick is up. And it's good. Brandon Schaefer adds 3 more. Shows off his leg.
Number 80, Brandon Schaefer is good.
I believe that was they said it was a 35-yard field goal.
That's what they said, yeah,
So
I'll give it to them.
Providence 20.
Who am I to quibble with them?
Unofficial records. 20 points for the Pioneers of Providence.
Still a small bit of a break there for the Dragons. Instead of giving up the touchdown, they give up 3. That keeps it a 2-score ball game, 20-6. They trail by 14. And the referee says, get out here. We've stalled enough. Let's get this game moving.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill climb there for 2 touchdowns. So only had 1 so far. So,
and I think the field's held up pretty nicely tonight, considering how wet it was, except for that one spot there toward the right. It looks like a giant divot.
Got some big divots.
Somebody
they said there were some watery spots out on the field. So
a little spongy.
All right. Winding it down, 7:46 left in the fourth quarter. Pioneers by 14.
Schaefer to kick off. Ball at the 40-yard line. Three men deep for the Dragons.
The driving kick.
And they get a little trickeration there.
Reverse.
Got one guy, Dylan Witt, takes the handoff.
The 45-yard line, good return.
Accelerates. Tries to punch it through, but didn't quite get it there. Hayden Burke with the stop for the Pioneers. They got 7 minutes, 39 seconds. They need at least 2 touchdowns to get back in this ball game. Do they have enough in the tank to find a way to get down there and score and then get a stop?
Silver Creek will start on their own 45-yard line.
They better pass it some because the ground game has not done much justice to the clock. It's 7.5 minutes.
Landers puts Messer in motion, handoff. Dives forward, falls down at midfield.
5-yard on the game.
Messer ran the right side.
Second down and 5.
For Hoke. Gain of 5.
James Hoke on the stop for the Pioneers. Hoke, we've called his number quite a bit tonight. Very active as a linebacker. Got in on an offensive carry, too.
Ooh,
big hit that time. Jonah Scott put a lick on the running back. And we got a flag that came in late. We'll see what the call is here.
That'd be helmet to helmet.
Flag on the play.
It was Messer again on the carry, I think.
I believe it was Heath Knight.
Oh, it was Knight. Okay.
Heath Knight.
Thank you for the
because he came up and they said helmet to helmet hit, 15-yard penalty.
Foul on Providence, helmet to helmet hit.
Some of those are just inadvertent. I know that we want to be very cautious about player safety, and everybody is aware of the dangers of concussions and head injuries, but it's a contact sport, and sometimes it just happens.
Well, in a collision like that, you move a little bit, and you might take it right in the nose.
Yeah, and I'm saying that because I don't think that was intentional at all. Landers drops the snap, and he becomes an hors d'oeuvre for Peyton DeLucio.
He was all over it, wasn't
he? He was all over that.
Grabbing back.
And we got a little bit of unsportsmanlike coming in here late. The back judge saw something he didn't like.
Once again, who was that? That was quarterback keep, right?
Landers. I'm not sure what was happening. The snap went through his hands.
Yeah, bad snap. Lost 10 yards. 9 maybe.
Ball spotted at the 45-yard line.
I'm thinking unsportsmanlike here.
Unsportsmanlike.
Oh, both ways.
I think they wrote down the numbers of those players.
Right. If it happens again, they might be out.
Yeah. Getting a little chippy out there, as you might say.
Well, especially at that hit, on the last play.
Yeah, you can do everything you can to remove the violence of it, but football is a contact sport, and it's played with young men who are just learning what testosterone feels like.
It's designed to be rough.
Yeah, it's not a game for the faint of heart, let's say it that way.
Ball's on the 40-yard line, on the Providence 40.
But it's much safer today than it was even 20 years ago. So let's just call it what it is.
Well, equipment's a lot better, that's for sure.
Landers drops back. I keep thinking he's going to look for his tight end.
That should be an incomplete pass. It is.
In and out of the hands of the receiver. Wasn't able to make a football move. Jacob Graff had it for a second, but not enough to call it a possession, and it's called incomplete. 3rd and 18 from the 45-yard line. See, now that's where the tight end had gotten open. If he'd have waited one more beat, he would have had the tight open to the right, and a whole right side of the field was open as well. But either they're not seeing it, or he's not even looking for that. It's one thing to look for it and not find it. It's another thing not to look for it at all. And I'm not sure which is the case here. Motion man is Messer. Landers drops back, rolls to his right. He's in trouble. And he throws it to a man who was on his knees. That was doomed for failure. 4th and 18.
Good pressure that time in the backfield.
Number 15, Landers is incomplete. Pressured by number 52, McCain.
Nolan McCain was...
Yeah, he's all over.
That'll bring up 4th down.
Somebody told him that Jacob Landers was a jelly donut or something.
Well, here's a big play for you, Mike. 4th and 18, and they've almost got to go with it. Go for it with 6:11 left in the 4th quarter. Down for, well, they're going to talk about it. How about that?
Timeout taken by Silver Creek. Coach Dablow wants to have a convo. He'll take a moment. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back right after this. Stay with us. Glicod.com coverage continues right after this.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online at KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Big 4th down play. 4th and 18. Silver Creek trails by 2 touchdowns. Landers back to pass.
They're coming.
And he throws it to Heath Knight. Too high.
They had a blitz on. Really put a lot of pressure on Landers there to get that ball off. Threw to his outlet guy a little over his head.
Providence defense comes up with a big stop there. They take over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line.
On the 40.
6:06 to go in the 4th quarter. 20-6 your score. Providence has led the entire way. Game held up, didn't start till after 8:30 due to weather. And then we had lightning with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in the 1st quarter. And we took another 30-minute break. Gettelfinger with the carry, left side. And he'll get positive yards out across 45 to about the 46, making the 47. 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3.
Well, you better believe Providence is going to keep it on the ground now. They want that clock to run. 5:45 left in the game. Up 14. Pretty much in command, wouldn't you say, Mike?
I would think at this point, unless there is a turnover, Providence is going to chew up another 2-3 minutes of that clock at the very least. Silver Creek's got to be trying to strip the ball on every carry at this point. Williams in motion. But the handoff is to Gettelfinger, and he's thrown for a big loss. Quickly through.
31 Gettelfinger caught in the backfield by number 42, Garen Bauer.
Garen Bauer, the big tight end who we called earlier on offense, makes a big play on the defense. Defensive end. A loss of 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8. They need another one of those.
Yeah. But again, the clock runs. Timeout situation. There's been a couple timeouts called. Don't know how many they have left.
Yeah, Coach Dennison not going to be in any hurry here. Play clock down to 9. Dennis under center, in the shotgun. Quick pass out to Caden Williams.
Pass intended for number
Not
27 Williams.
thinking that may have been their best call, because that stops the clock and brings up 4th and 8.
Don't understand.
That big break for the Dragons.
Well, they had yards to get. It was 3rd and 9. It didn't feel like a running play could get the yards, so I guess it cost them a few seconds off the clock.
Big 4th down here as Schaefer comes on to punt. Dylan Witt back deep to return.
Oh, what a kick.
Nice air. Fair catch called for and caught by Dylan Witt. Down inside the 20-yard line. I think they're going to spot him close to the 18. We'll just have to see. That side of the field is problematic from our vantage point. Our camera person, Ashton Beck, up top, sees it a little clearer than we do. I can actually see it on our screen better than I can see it out the window. Isn't that funny?
I just now figured that out. You're cheating. You got the monitor in front of you.
Truthfully, I'm not smart enough to be looking at the monitor like I should be.
All right. Oh, Lordy. All right, so ball's out. They're going to spot it at the 18-yard line, they say.
20-6. 2-touchdown lead for the Pioneers. Landers, straight pass play, throws it downfield and is in and out of his hands of his tight end.
Was that Bauer?
That was Bauer. He had a 15-yard pickup. All he had to do was catch it and just
wide open. He just heard, trying to run before he caught the ball.
They talk about soft hands. Those hands were like rubber. It hit and bounced back. Really frustrating when you're that open. That's the part. It gets in your head.
Well, that's what, again, you start running before you catch the ball, or you start looking over your shoulder or hearing footsteps, whatever you want to call it.
2nd and 10. Handoff. Straight ahead. And a nice run. Going to be close to a first down. And that is Heath Knight.
18 Knight going over left tackle. Brought down by number 21 Smith. Gain of 8.
Ball on the 25-yard line. Messer with a carry. And a good tackle on the open field by James Hoke. That looked like he had first down all over it.
Messer, caught by number 44.
But Hoke made a great stop in the open field.
No gain on the play.
Messer couldn't get anywhere.
I think you pointed out, we don't have the spotter for defense, but you've called his name out a bunch of times here tonight. Might even be the most valuable player if we knew how to do that for a defensive person.
Well, definitely been a stopper. Straight ahead run. Nice run up the middle. Heath Knight,
number 18 Knight,
just for a moment, reminded me of Jacob Garrett there going up the middle. Shades of last year with that power running game. Knight really delivered a blow. Picked up a first down out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. This time Elijah Bays going to sweep himself right into the hands of Caden Williams and Caleb McCubbins.
Bays, he's caught in the backfield by number 26.
Bays lost yards on the carry.
Lost about
three on the play. 2nd down.
They don't need that with the clock running.
2nd down in 12.
Might be ready to start the bus on this one. As they say.
Landers in the shotgun. Looks downfield, has a man open. That's Messer. Perfectly thrown pass. Right into the coverage, into the hands of Messer.
Complete to number 4 Messer.
And down to the 29-yard line.
That'll move the chains and set up another Silver Creek.
The 36
36-yard pitch and catch. Landers to Messer. And fakes the handoff to Messer. And I believe that's Heath Knight diving forward. 18 and 19.
Ball to middle, tripped up by number 54.
Yeah, it is Heath Knight. Even the home announcers here can't always make it out because the numbers are so similar. 2nd and 5. Landers drops back, keeps the pocket moving, throws downfield, and it's knocked down. Colin Flake got his hands on it.
Bauer. Incomplete.
That was a jump ball, and Colin Flake got up and knocked it down.
Just want to know where he went. I mean, that first quarter, you thought he was their offense.
Yeah.
Three catches and total of, 30 yards?
And delivered a couple of punishing blows to the defender. I mean, I thought that was going to be a play they'd use a lot tonight, and then they stopped. 3rd and 6. Comes back to the right side. It'll be a first down. Down close to the 10-yard line, just outside.
Number 2, Landers. He takes the ball over right tackle. Brought down by number 4, Edwards.
Ben Landers on the carry.
That'll move the chains and set up another Silver Creek.
1st and 10. Ball at the 12-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Landers looks in the end zone. In and out of the hands of Bays.
Good defensive play there, broken up.
Colin Flake there to defend.
Bays is incomplete. That'll bring up
Good work
down.
from Colin Flake as he gets in there and just keeps his Bays from getting his hands together.
Open momentarily, just pretty nicely thrown ball.
It was.
But a better defensive play.
Passing game definitely getting better. Oh, handoff. Landers to Landers. And a touchdown. Ben Landers rushes ahead for 12 yards, and it's a touchdown. On a broken play, it appeared to be. Ball was dropped by Josh. Picked it up, tossed it into the hands of his brother, who scampers straight ahead
He takes the ball to the middle.
for touchdown.
Weaves his way, takes it in for a Silver Creek touchdown.
And it's a 20-12 ball game. Extra point attempt. Jonathan McIntyre. Low snap. And we got a flag on the play. McIntyre in big trouble. He didn't want the ball. Did you see
what the flag was?
He said, Elijah, here, you take it.
Ball started against Silver Creek.
I guarantee you the long snapper is going to get practice this week, and the special teams kicking game is going to get looked at.
Providence 20.
Still a one-score game, 20-12.
Now the onside kick seems reasonable.
One thing we'll look for, McIntyre, I just love that. He's like, I don't want it. He throws it to Bays. Bays never quite gets it. Caleb McCummon's coming in there like a missile. If Bays had held onto that ball, he would have been part of McCubbins' uniform. 20-12, a minute 21 to go here in the fourth quarter. Silver Creek trying to figure out a way to get this ball back and get back in this game. It's possible. It's absolutely possible.
It is indeed.
This is what we call high school football, where anything is possible. And almost everything has happened.
I'm cheating ahead. I'm trying to sum up here, Mike.
McIntyre sets for the kickoff. Providence has its hands teams in the front line to defense. And taken right at midfield by Bryce Drury. And Providence will take over with a minute 21 to go. And that may just be all she wrote. 1st and 10 Pioneers. Silver Creek may have a timeout left, maybe two. I think they only have one. But I hate to say it in this politically incorrect age, but the fat lady may be warming up. Illegal substitution on the offense.
Illegal substitution on the
5-yard penalty will push the ball back to the 45-yard line. It's probably an academic exercise.
First and 15.
As Providence is in its victory formation, everybody in tight. Dennis under center. Caden Williams back about 15 yards off the ball in case there's a miscue. Dennis comes back, then takes a knee. And a timeout called by Silver Creek. They'll take a quick break. We'll take a quick one as well. We appreciate our advertisers. We'd like to introduce you to them. Here they are. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Mike Beck, Paul Love. Minute 14 to go, fourth quarter. 20-12. Providence in their victory offensive set. And they take a knee. And Silver Creek's out of timeouts. They can't stop the clock.
Quarterback to Dennis. He takes a knee. That'll bring up third down.
Third and super long. Ball back to, I believe, the 36, maybe 37-yard line. Play clock down to 20. Game clock at 46. So it's possible Silver Creek could get one more snap here, but I don't think so. And Dennis takes the snap, goes down. And the clock will continue to run. Down to 20 seconds. And Silver Creek is just going to walk over to the side, not even get the ball back. And that's going to do it for the game. Silver Creek falls to Providence 20-12.
Everyone, as you leave, please remember to pick up your own trash.
We'll take a break and we'll be back with our post-game coverage right after this. You're watching Glicod.com coverage of Kentuckiana High School football.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What?
No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Doug Fisher in Clarksville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Glicod's coverage of Kentuckiana Football Friday continues with the postgame show. A recap of tonight's action, recognition of tonight's top players, and scores of other games. Brought to you by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll If you have crime information to report, contact the Clark County Sheriff's Office tip line at 812-280-2276 or email tips at clarkcosheriff.com.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here at Silver Creek High School with the final score: Providence 20, Silver Creek 12. And Paul, what a game. Let's see if we can do some recapping of the statistics. What do you have for us?
Well, a lot of numbers, but not big numbers. I have, for Silver Creek, first of all, who came out on the short end, I had them 48 carries, 192 yards, a better second half certainly than the first. Passing, though, they had just 2 completions in that second half, so got them 9 of 22 and 129 yards so far the game. 70 plays from scrimmage, 321 yards. Not bad in the final analysis, I guess. They had a better second half. Providence, on the other hand, had them 30 carries on the ground, 183 yards. Fell off quite a bit in that second half, did Joe Dennis. He was just 5 of 13 then for the game and 75 yards. So the total offense for Providence, I have it 258 yards. So really a close game statistically in the final analysis, but Providence is the one that came out ahead on the scoreboard.
All right, final here: Providence 20, Silver Creek 12. We'll take another break. We'll be back with our outstanding players of the game, one per team. We'll figure out who that will be right after this. Stay with us. More to come on Glicod.com.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Again, if there were a defense.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Yeah, I'd say he was probably
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's Cobra Guy?
What?
No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online at KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here. Post-game coverage continues. Providence 20, Silver Creek 12. Providence picks up the win tonight. Silver Creek drops it. Time for our most outstanding player of the game tonight. Most outstanding players brought to you by... I'm sorry, I just had a momentary brain shift here. Kentuckiana Oral Surgery with 4 locations to serve you.
It's late.
Including their brand new office behind Menards and Jeff. Got a couple of winners, one from each team. And who are they tonight, Paul?
Well, go for the losing team, the Dragons here, first of all. And that's kind of a tough one. Had good games by Messer. He had the most carries in the game, but I think I'm going to give it to Elijah Bays. He had the touchdown and the 36-yard gain to get to the end zone. So 6 carries, 48 yards. Not many yards, really, totally for the Dragons, but congratulations will go out to Elijah Bays.
And then for the Pioneers.
Once again, I like the way Smith played in the second half, but he didn't get much done in the first half. But I say Smith, he had 10 carries, 64 yards, but you got to go with Caden Williams again, playing both ways, offense and defense. 13 carries, I have him, and 108 yards. And these are unofficial, certainly, statistics. But, again, we talked about this earlier. The defense probably had somebody over there. If we had those kind of stats, it might have been a defensive game to give the player of two, but we'll go with Caden Williams.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue for a player like James Hoke, who had an outstanding game on the defensive side. A lot of good plays on both sides of the ball. Providence really had a good game tonight. So our outstanding players of the game tonight brought to you by Kentuckiana Oral Surgery. 2 locations to serve you, including behind Menards in Jeff. We're going to take another break. We'll be back with final scores of other games, final thoughts on this one. A lot more yet. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Is everywhere. I'm an extremely average golfer. I take my first full swing of the day and hit a perfect duck hook over the frontage road and right through your windshield. You yank the wheel and end up OB in a water hazard. And if you have cut rate insurance, you could be out a whole lot of green. So get Allstate.
And Floyd Knobs. Call Allstate agent Packy Page today.
They're all solid state.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted.
Yeah, we'll run through the scores.
1 second.
Final thoughts.
their faces
Have
are
to do
safe.
one more scoreboard read.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com. Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
Welcome back. Mike Beck, Paul Love here. Final score from Silver Creek, Providence 20, Silver Creek 12. And let's take just a quick gander as we get ready to head out of here tonight. Before we do, we wanted to look at the CASA scoreboard update. Final update tonight brought to you by CASA. Clark County CASA. Become a volunteer and enrich the life of a child. Call 812-285-0743 or visit CASAVoiceClark.org. What are those final numbers that you have?
Well, we got Floyd County night, actually. New Albany beats Jennings County 55-17, and Floyd Central beats Madison 59-0. So 2 big scores there from Floyd County. Jeff on the short end of a Bedford North Lawrence game. They lose 34-12, and Clarksville got 2 touchdowns, but Charlestown had 41 points on the board. They lose 41-12.
All right, final thoughts on this one before we tuck it up?
Interesting game. Feel happy for Providence. After a couple losses now, they've gotten on the winning side. Actually played a pretty good game tonight. It's more of a defensive game than anything else when you start looking at the statistics. Williams and Burke touchdowns for Providence, and Bays and Landers touchdowns for Silver Creek. So, week 3 is under the belt.
Can you believe we're already 3 weeks in and you're heading to Florida? I'll be back with you next week, as we'd mentioned the other night earlier in the evening that next week coverage begins at 6:30 if the weather permits. Friday, September 7th, we'll head up the road just up Highway 403 here from Silver Creek. right up to Charlestown as the North Harrison Cougars come into town. We'll get to see them for the first time. Should be a fun ball game. I'll be joined by Jim Kazmarek. And Paul, it's been fun working with you. I'm sure we'll get a chance to do this one more time at least.
I've enjoyed it as well. And so, good luck as it goes on, and I hope our fans continue to tune in. Good videos here, I think. Ashton, really good job on the cameras. And all the help we needed, huh?
Yeah, that was a good thing. For a rebroadcast of this game, the most in-depth coverage on high school sports, click on Glicod.com. Join us next week at Charlestown for North Harrison at Charlestown. Tonight's executive producer has been Steve Bird with music by Jason Shaw. The statistician spotter was Will Harper. And tonight's final score, again, Providence 20, Silver Creek 12. For Paul Love, I'm Mike Beck saying good night. From Sellersburg, you've been listening and watching high school football on Glicod.com. Have a good evening, folks. We'll catch you next time.
This live broadcast of Kentuckiana Football Friday was presented by Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable since 1952 and available throughout southern Indiana. For the dealer nearest you, visit interstatebatteries.com. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Centra Credit Union for banking and financial services that are centered around you. Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, who reminds you not to text and drive. Kentuckiana Oral Surgery, with 4 locations to serve you, including behind Menards at Town Center Boulevard in Jeff. The W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany, designing, building, innovating, and now hiring. The Locker Room. Voiner's Auto Air in Jeffersonville. Big or small, they do it all. And by Allstate agent Packy Page of Floyd's Knobs. He'll put you in good hands.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcast, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter at Glicod. We thank you for listening to this live sports presentation from Glicod Communications.